He was thinking.
Bring me in.
No, there's just a famous Irish mob family with the word kin in their name.
I had someone in my studio yesterday who's like
Allegedly.
one of the old like crime bosses. Like he must be around 85 or something like that. 80s old. Ronnie something, but he's like one of the Cray
Era. Yeah.
Not Ronnie Cray.
Yeah, era.
But as
I
in
think
like
they're
that
both
era.
all
Like,
of us, right?
Any Ronnie is bad news.
all Ronnies.
Yeah. Ronnie?
Ronnie, Mason.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like there's certain names.
I've got a little white nephew called Ronnie. Ronnie Wild.
A white one.
Ronnie Wild.
You got a little white nephew.
Do you know what he's going to become? That's a wonder kid.
No, he's a good kid at the moment as he goes. I thought he was going to go after Rails. Old type Ronnie watches us. He loves the filthy fellas. But he's the one that come up to me and he went, Kev, he went, how comes I don't have a black dad? He went, all the kids at my school got black dads. But he's from Hertfordshire. Like, sort of, yeah.
Hold on. I'm confused. So everyone in Hertfordshire's got what?
Yeah, that's what all the man them's moved
Oh,
to,
no,
bro.
everyone's gone.
Yeah, everyone's
I didn't know
over
that.
there.
That's a thing, bro.
That's a
What?
thing.
It's a thing where it's like
And
there's now
and
a
Ipswich.
certain percentage of.
Yeah, they're all in Hertfordshire. North guys are in Hertfordshire.
That's not what
These
he's
guys are in
talking.
Essex.
He's talking about racial percentages.
Yeah, that's what I'm
not
talking about. Yeah.
geographical percentages.
Well, he said everyone's got a black dad.
Changed. Okay. I didn't keep up. It's true. It's cool.
Did they say what the mum is?
I'm guessing.
Some mum's a white lady, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense,
Okay.
story-wise.
Hertfordshire's got a big future then.
Bare ballers.
Athletes.
Bare ballers.
There's a lot of pace over there.
A lot of fullbacks. Kin's good because it's got a very diverse cast. It's got Mayor Carcetti from The Wire, but it's also got the guy from Hollyoaks who used to be a gangster.
How long is this? Because I've got Fight Week from tomorrow, so I'm
2
gonna.
seasons.
I've only got first season on Netflix. Is the other one on BBC?
No,
Yeah.
I play.
I'm going to go watch second season, yeah.
Listen to me, T. That girl. You know what girl I'm talking about?
Why?
No.
The missus.
Yeah.
No, the mixed race.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where you
Eddie's.
up to? Let's forget about it.
I finished it.
No, there's some good-looking women in that show, man.
Yeah.
Every TV show now, they know what they're doing.
I think there was a period in like 2020, 2021, 2022 where it was everyone had to be like, we had to get one person from this race and this and
Well,
everything.
they
else.
went alternative.
And now it's back to like,
yeah.
now we got to
Nah,
sell
let's
this
get someone
stuff.
buff.
Let's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
good-looking
Mate,
people in this.
She still, I don't know about now, but there was a story, and this was only a few months ago, that she obviously still works, the girl. And she kept getting seen out.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, wow.
She should be in Hollywood.
Yeah, she's wicked.
I went out for the first time in a long time,
Congratulations.
You got to get out.
and I forgot about the filthy conversations you have, the filthy interactions, and I got they always challenge Miles's Northwest card, and I keep telling them, guys, stop it. Like every black human in NW10 is Miles's family.
Not only family, bro. They like him.
Yeah.
No,
Like- that's
what's
like-
not to like about Miles?
How do you not like Miles?
Yeah.
Like, I get how.
I may be meeting different people then. Because when I see it, they say he's a dickhead.
What, in NW10?
It's not dickhead like he's a dickhead. It's like dickhead like, is he like that in
He'll
real
get
life?
you, yeah, like,
Kind
he'll
of
get you.
dickhead.
I told T about this. So my dad, I've gave him my YouTube premium. So he's on my algorithm now.
Is it worth it?
I'm on his algorithm.
Is it worth
Yes.
it?
Yeah,
Bro, I haven't
100%.
seen that advert in years.
Yeah, man. And you could play it offline, all the rest of it, right? But he goes to me, he went, oi, you. He went, leave Miles alone. I said, what? He went, yeah, he goes, you always picking on him. You said you was going to poet him the other day, jump over the table. I was like, Dad, leave it. And he went,
Your dad sounds like a Ronnie, you know?
oh, yeah, he's from there. Yeah, trust me. Yeah.
Ronnie
He went, who's the white guy that takes control and that? I went, Tigo. He went, yeah, he knows what he's talking about him. I said, mate.
I love it.
Is he Moyes in or Moyes out? Your dad.
Moyes out, man. He's been Moyes out from years.
We should get what your dad thinks weekly.
Yeah.
That's
We
not a
should,
bad
you know.
idea, yeah.
Good idea.
Oh, mate, it's a nonsense. You know who he watches?
So what?
It's a what?
It's a nonsense.
I thought you said it.
Oh, no.
They're not like us. They're not like us.
But what does that mean? It's a nonsense.
Well,
Anyway.
he said we should get what your dad says. I said it's a nonsense. Like he talks nonsense.
Alright.
That makes sense.
I would even
It
say
makes
it's
some
a-
kind of sense.
Yeah.
It's a nonsense. Crazy.
Not even he is. It's.
Oh, here he goes. The water in.
Well, you can't do that to your dad.
Don't laugh, mate. Come on, allow it, bro.
You can't do that to your dad.
It's a what?
Bro, you can't even do that to your dad accidentally.
Nah, I know, no way. Big up Dad, man. He watches now.
100%. Yeah. Thank you. You're right.
I'm guessing we're not. Are we doing anything about football today? 'Cause
Yes,
if not,
yes.
We are.
Yes.
Oh, if not,
Well,
what though?
before then, should we talk about the nonsense?
Sure.
Don't do that. Whoa!
Which nonsense?
Because there's a lot of nonsense allegations.
Well, actually, it's funny you should mention that because I did say before you came in, I need to talk about it today because I'm sure Dan doesn't know what's going on. But it sounds like you know what's going on.
I've listened to the last song,
Oh,
which is Drake's.
where
What's it called?
his press release.
The Heart Part 6.
His press release.
Is that what it's called? It has it. I just saw it started like a screenshot.
Yeah.
That one, and I thought this sounds more like we're in dissing season. You know what I'm saying? Like
That was
I'm
him
not talking
calling
about
out.
every other beat I heard just sounded a little bit like like you know what I'm saying? It
No,
sounded a bit
that
weird.
was the end of it.
Yeah.
He retired at the end of that.
That's good.
White flag. It was a white flag.
It was that a white flag?
What you
Because
heard?
I feel like that flag wasn't white enough. Like that flag, yeah, it was. It's
Was
like,
that ambiguous?
That
flag?
sounds
had
about
bare
right,
dirt
though.
on it. It's like, yeah, you're talking about me being a nonsense.
nonsense.
But if I was on nonsense, I'd be in
I
jail.
wouldn't be able to. Yeah, exactly.
Why would you put that in a song?
It's crazy.
I get the maths behind it, but you don't write that and give it to the world. Like you say that.
You say that to your bedroom.
You say that to your brethren.
behind closed doors. Bro, I'd be in
You
jail,
can maybe
bro.
go on like a podcast and say it.
Yeah.
And then be like, and here's a billion hours of
Drake
context.
said, he said, I'm too famous to be a nonsense.
That's a bad line anyway, because
the
nonsenses.
worst. They are-
Some of the nonsenses
Are
are
famous,
massive.
yeah.
Yeah, they're massive.
Biggest stars.
Not that I'm saying he is a nonsense or was ever on nonsense, but Kendrick Lamar was calling him Michael Jackson through the whole thing.
But hold on. Okay, well Miles won't like that.
My dad's not nonsense, by the way.
Just want to clear that up. Your dad's totally no nonsense.
He's
no nonsense.
No nonsense.
So he's a Ronnie, not a
Yeah,
Drake.
he's a Ronnie.
No nonsense.
So that's all you've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that. There's a lot of allegations. Drake's defending himself. For me, they're both way past their prime.
Anyway, we're going to talk about football because that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about the players who have disappointed us the most this season. And there's a lot.
Gosh,
There's a lot. There's been a lot of very
has
disappointing
this been
players.
in the group?
Yes, of
I
course it
haven't
has. No,
seen
you've done your list. Don't
All
worry
right,
about
I've
it.
done
You've
my
done your list. But before we get into that, we're going to run through the panel. From my left to my right, he is representing for 40 years of WrestleMania. It was Backlash this weekend. Cody Rhodes beat AJ Styles, I believe. Okay. His name's Stephen the
He
Madman.
said okay.
Yes. Yes, people. Stephen the Madman, man with the gap,
King of Snap.
Thank you for that. But
Hey.
That landed well.
Next on the panel, his name's Geordie, and he knows that Triple H said that he's talking to Sadiq Khan about getting WrestleMania to London.
And a lot of people are angry at Sadiq Khan for that.
Wow, people are angry about Sadiq Khan for everything.
Why?
I don't know.
What's there to be mad at
I
that?
don't think they want WrestleMania.
Well, they're mad at him.
Yeah. But Sadiq Khan could tweet anything and they'll just say, shut up, man. Block you.
Congratulations on your win, Sadiq Khan.
Oh, you won, yeah?
Yeah. Next on the panel, he's our cultural correspondent. He keeps up with everything going on in the culture. He's got his finger on the pulse, but he also has someone putting nails in his tire. His name's Savage Dan.
Yeah, woke up.
One tie down.
Tire's gone.
mate,
I
and when
lost
we
split.
catch them,
Huh?
when we catch them, I'm on it. I've got anger.
Yeah, man. Do you know what? I'm waiting for the next thing to happen now because they say it happens in threes. So I'm just hoping it's not something that's too expensive.
Have you had the
Just
second one yet?
Well, I'm counting that as two.
It's two, yeah.
That was tire and alloy. Oh, yeah. I think I know what's gonna be third.
Go on.
I am. When does this come out?
Friday.
I'll be this week in Marbella, and I think it's gonna happen there. I think it's gonna. Yeah. I think it's gonna happen
I
there.
reckon you might chip a tooth.
I hope not, because last time I came home with no tooth, my bird wasn't too happy.
I can imagine.
But I don't. It's my tooth.
Next on the panel, Let Me Land is out now. He's so conflicted by the Drake and Kendrick beef.
He compromised Marks.
Compromised
I had to,
Marks.
I had to.
You made.
Mark said that. What did he say? It's the Neek era.
He said
He said,
there's too many neeks.
Yeah, there's
I
too
can't
many
wait for
Neeks
cool
in
kids
this.
to run this shit.
Yeah, and you know what? Why they killed us? Because they took it as me and Marks thinking that we're cool kids.
You do though.
Nah, but
Marks is 42 and with a gap.
I hear it completely.
nah, that was mad.
Yo,
No, they're the cool kids.
It wasn't
No,
me.
it's
The
what someone
timeline-
said. It's what
The
someone
timeline
said.
said Margs is 42 with a gap.
No, they jumped us, bro.
But you're not 42 with a
Jumped
gap.
us.
With a gap.
I'm not 42.
It's like, it got to the point. Someone quote tweeted it with a picture of my face, and everyone was just laughing. I had to DM. My brethren was in there. I had to DM him like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I don't even know."
Oh my gosh,
It's
was you
jokes.
going back and forth with Mike? Did you DM someone? Because I'm sure someone
Yeah,
put
I
on their
DM'd
thing.
someone, I
Did you
DM'd
see
someone.
what Lippy just
Yeah, I
DM'd
DM'd
you?
him,
I
so.
did that last week when
No,
Chelsea
because I
lost.
know, bro. I know. I went through his pictures. I'm seeing my bridges in his pictures. I said, "Bro, are you good? What one? We're meant to be mutuals and that."
That's it.
Mama didn't even reply. Went on the timeline talking about Ra. But we're cool now, man. Big him up.
No, but sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah,
bro.
man,
I was
you
sending my
have to say,
postcard
bro,
out for ages.
You're right, bro. Like,
I hear it.
it wasn't even a fighting thing. It's whatever you're on, I'm on. You get
I don't
me,
think
bro?
I've used my Twitter DM since like 2016 or
Do you
something.
know how crazy it is when you get to the point where you DM someone who you don't know? Bro, I told you, I'm like, you started talking a bit smoky, so I'm in his DMs. I'm saying, stop the chat, forget it. Here's your postcode. He's like, I'm not back in the ends till Friday. I'm like, here's the postcode. I'll be here indefinitely.
When you land.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw it.
When you land.
Bro,
yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
the DMs now. And he was like, yeah, what are you going to be there? I'm like, bro, no more talking. I'm not doing any more talking. As soon as I see you, I'm setting pace.
Boys, because we're talking about current football, before we get into our list, we're going to go back to last week where Steve-O, Lippy, you weren't here. We put a bet on using La Bombe. We predicted every single Premier League result
We did.
from Saturday and Sunday,
We did.
and we used La Bombe. We put £20 each in. Someone's walked away with all the money.
No, but have they?
Yes, and I'm going to explain who and how.
Was it me?
While Dan did have probably the most correct results, you get more points
the correct
for a correct score.
Oh, yeah.
So, in last place, equal Margs and Poet.
Of course, they don't know.
That
ball.
makes sense.
They don't know ball.
They even look at
100%.
that.
In third place,
I've worked hard for this.
Geordie.
Yeah, man. I watched it. I was like, you ain't winning.
Games.
Second place, Savage Dan.
Oh, T, you are a bum.
rigged. It's rigged.
T, you are a bum.
How can I rig the
Nah, he
results
hasn't-
this
he hasn't.
weekend?
This was like, come down with me.
When he got to the last one or last couple of results, he said, you know what? I think maybe this, but I've got to do this to
Separate
win.
myself from them.
To be fair.
I got those ones wrong.
Oh, is it?
The Brighton one I got right.
He's a big up Brighton, though.
One thing I've learned is don't pick based on
You can't.
emotion.
That's why all my betting career, I never bet on Chelsea.
This weekend, we're going to do La Bombe again. Every game predicted. It's great because it's obviously it's betting against your mates. It's not betting against the bookies. It's not letting the bookies take home your money. Someone in your crew is taking the money home.
I'm just going to ask you to lend me it back.
It's weekly. It's Premier League focused. Each player in the group has to make predictions on the weekend's matches before the kickoff in order to play. It times down, and you can see everyone can see each other's predictions. Everyone can see what everyone else is picking. It's 6 points for a correct result, and it's 20 points for a correct score. My correct score was Newcastle 4-1 against Burnley.
So basically, once you get a correct score, you're
Yeah.
outside.
I'm actually getting 2.
Did you get two?
But you can play on the app. The leaderboard changes, and you can see it. You can see what's going on live during the weekend. There's a little chat section as well, and you can check your stats, the weekly stats, to help you make your decisions. Are we ready to make predictions for this weekend?
Yep.
Geordie, we saying £20?
Yeah, man.
But saying £20, yeah?
25.
You lot can afford it?
Raise it. Raise it.
It's Razor, innit?
Raise it.
Let's
Raise
go
it.
25 this week. We got Steve-O here.
I'm 4 bills down already.
We got big
I need
spenders
this
here.
raised way higher.
Yeah, you need to sort your tyre out. All right, look, we're going to list what our predictions are in the comments, but we're going to focus on 3 games right now. The 3 biggest fixtures. Steve-O, who have you got in Man United versus Arsenal?
3-2 Arsenal.
3-2 Arsenal.
3-2
It's going to be a
Arsenal's gonna
big
be
scoring
goals.
game. Who's
Yeah.
Man United's goals coming from?
Arsenal.
A couple of own goals.
I think Rashi, because we spoke. Well, we didn't, but I watched the episode.
He might
who-
come up in this episode.
Who's got to save their season, and I think Rashford has got enough ability to say, you know what, I want to start turning it on. So I reckon he's going to turn it on against Arsenal, and he always does well against Arsenal.
Yeah, he's traditionally. Geordie, who have you got winning that game? You're going to back against Man United 2 weeks in a row?
I'm not going to back against Man United. I'm going to go 0-0.
Fair. Man United can't score.
0-0.
Casemiro at centre back, definitely
Jesus.
keeping a clean sheet.
Jesus.
You never know, man.
Dan, where you going, Man United? Arsenal?
I think we get goals in it. End of the season, and I think
I hate sunny football.
Old Trafford, yes, they can't score, but I think they will this time. They know how to ruin an Arsenal parade. I'm going 2-2.
Desmond.
Lippy, it's your game of the season. This is the Lippy derby in a lot of ways.
I think it'll be high scoring as well. I'll go 4-2 Arsenal. 4-2. We'll go 3-1 up. 3-2. Then we score again. Kill them.
What you got, T?
I've got written down 1-2. I think Arsenal are going to win 2-1. I think they'll go 2-0 up. Because Arsenal got this habit of trying to let teams back into games. I think Man United will get a bit of hope.
I think it's the theatre of dreams. I just think on a hot day, we've spoken about Manchester. I just think it's going to erupt. They know how to do it.
I think I'm going, by the way.
Steve-O, who have you got? Who have you got for Aston Villa versus Liverpool?
Tigo, Aston Villa versus Liverpool. I have gone for a 2-1 to Aston Villa, my friend.
Geordie,
I've gone to 2-2.
Dan,
1-2. Liverpool win.
Liverpool win. Lippy,
2-1 Villa.
I've gone 2-2. I've gone 2-2. Villa been shaky, but they've got their spot now.
Yeah.
McGinn.
What have you got for the final score of Fulham versus Manchester City, Steve-O?
I've gone for 3-0 Man City. Yeah, you feel
Hey!
Man City.
Geordie, what have you got?
I've gone for 4-1 City. 4-1. City concede for some reason.
Fulham didn't score against Brentford.
Yeah, I was going to give them a goal back.
Dan,
3-0 City.
Yeah. Oh, copycat.
Lippy,
You just done it after you saw me, bro.
I'll go 2-0 City.
I've got 3-0 as well, actually.
Why are
I've
they
got
so
3-0 as
good?
well.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Just
what are we
ruthless
doing?
efficiency,
Away
man.
from home, we don't
Ruthless
even care.
efficiency.
We're gonna move
We
for
don't
that.
care.
We're
Yeah,
gonna move for that.
Haaland shut you lot up, though, innit?
No, what do you mean? What's that?
What was we saying?
But look, Le Bomb, our league is set. You need to play it this weekend. Don't do an accumulator. You are much better off, you and your boys, or you and your friends, getting together, building a Le Bomb league. Everyone's setting their fee. Make sure the money's in there, and it's not getting everything right. It's just getting the most right, and you're going to walk away with the money. It's the best way to enjoy the last 2 weeks of this season. Le Bomb, link in the description, and you can read our full predictions in the comments right now. All right, boys. We're going to count down the 10 most disappointing players in the Premier League this season. We put our votes in. There's a few players who didn't make it, who people might be shocked by, like Mikhailo Mudryk.
What?
Just didn't have expectations
one
for him, really.
Yeah, there's no expectation.
I think people did have them.
Anthony, I didn't have expectations for him, really.
I did.
Not high.
Just never
Not high.
liked
I think
him.
I put him in there, though.
Darwin Núñez
Yeah.
What? No
What?
expectation. No.
What? He's not on the list?
He should be on the list.
didn't make top 10.
No,
made it.
and I don't think he should be.
Should be, man.
Number 10 on our list he's active. He got votes mainly from Steve-O and Geordie. And he's a winger. And his name as a disappointing player this season is Jack Grealish.
Yeah, man. 100%.
I don't know.
100% for the 100 million man. Come on, man. This year, if last year we say, okay, you get in the City way and all of that, and even you've done all right, to be honest with you.
He
You
should be
won the treble,
disappointed.
But, brother, this year, let's go.
I've been quite
Is his
impressed.
third year now?
Yeah.
So he's third.
I've been impressed.
Third year.
You've been impressed.
No, as in, I don't know what people expected
I think
of
it's been
Jack
his
Grealish.
worst year. It's been
No,
his
it
worst
might.
year.
I don't think it's his worst year. I think his numbers will still be pretty decent.
Numbers is in goals, assists. No, but they're never that good for.
No, but I'm saying in general, they probably won't be far lower than what they were. When I see him play, I do the eye test. When I see him play, I see the same player I saw last
All
year.
right, but, okay, you do the eye test, but you've got to admit, I'm not saying you're not admitting it, but he should do more, bruv. When you're watching him, your eye should be like, come on, bruv. Like,
No, but you know how it goes. Like when people know what you're good at, they do everything to stop you doing that. So like you
and they shouldn't be able to stop you, Dan, if you're that good.
add that, couple that up with the introduction of Doku. I don't know why I'm even protecting Grealish. Like, but I'm
he's
saying
coming
that.
Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's coming Chelsea.
Is
But-
it? Is that maybe?
The introduction of Doku as well has made it so that Grealish, if it's not working for 20 minutes or so, Pep's got ADHD, bro. He's just gonna hook him.
He's weird. He's not a lot of starts. I mean, he has started games, but not really a lot. And there were people onto me because I said he hasn't been that injured this year. He hasn't been that injured. He's like missed
The
3-4
truth
games
is
for
about this
injuries.
list, some guys that have disappointed us, it won't even be their fault. And I think this might be Pep's fault.
I'm not. No City players will probably be in my list in my head.
I asked City fans. They suggested Jack. They suggested Kyle Walker, and they suggested maybe John
Kyle
Stones.
Walker.
City fans say that they've been disappointed by him this
No,
year.
but do you know what it is? People,
That's like 1 or 2 games.
he gets bun. He does get bun every now and then, you know. For the pace that he's got, he does get bun. So, like, Nicholas Jackson had him on strings for a little bit. But then obviously couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. So it don't really matter. But I don't know, man. City are top, like, they're top of the league if they win their game in hand. They've done everything right. I don't think, I'm not putting any City player in
He
there.
came on late, didn't he?
Yeah, if Jack does step up, I think City probably more games ahead, more points ahead.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, maybe. But people know City have dominated domestic football for years. Like, you know how you have to set up against them. You either be brave or you be passive. And either way, you probably still lose.
You didn't vote for him, so what's your overall opinion of Jack?
I hear what you're saying. I just don't think he's top 10 most. Like I said, I think this is his worst year. I think when he first got there, I think people exaggerated a little bit how bad he was. You knew
That was very exaggerated.
You knew he was
yeah.
going to be different from Villa. He was the guy. He's going to.
And they were used to the Sterling, Sane
Yeah,
wingers
you
at
understand.
City,
So he was always there to do a different kind of ball retention. But I hear what you're saying, though, Steve. By this point, remember I said it on his first season. I said by the second season he'll be one of their main guys. He'll be like almost like halfway to the Villa Grealish.
But he was that in the second season. He was getting played.
I think
there.
for the second half of the season last year, definitely he almost won it for them. So and because of that, I thought, yeah, this is the season.
There
he
you go.
kicks on.
So because
and he
again,
didn't.
because his high was there, you're now coming
You've
into
got to
it.
play Doku at some point. So when it's not working, even if it's for 20 minutes, you load up Doku.
Do you think Pep likes Doku?
Yeah, but he's changing Doku as well. Pep only likes what he likes for like 15 minutes.
Well, number 9 on our list got a number 1 vote from Geordie.
I don't even know who this is.
It's Mohamed Salah.
Oh.
And there's a lot of Liverpool fans who are very disappointed in what happened from the Man United game onwards.
It's very disappointing, man.
Yeah, he's been off the boil a little bit.
And
but
there are some that say there's maybe a trend. Gets to the business end of the season, maybe Salah starts to maybe not do it.
I think he's the last one left over there, man.
Yeah.
Attacking
He's been doing it
wise.
for
He's
years.
Mane
Yeah.
gone, Firmino gone, Henderson, Wijnaldum, like.
I don't know his track record of business ends, but this business end has been bad for him.
It's
do you
been
know
bad.
what? He scores goals, but he misses a lot of chances.
And
But it don't matter.
That's fine. But now,
He always done that.
Even
always
from
done that.
Mark days, from way back, for years.
It's not his fault they're not winning the league. They should never have been in a title race.
True.
And I heard today that they were behind in 46% of their games this year. They conceded the first goal in 46.
comeback kings.
They're just not a team that should win the league. When you look at the efficiency of City and Arsenal, and just say Salah's going to bury it for 38 games, it's a big ask.
Bro, this Liverpool team have been like, not almost the same, but it's been pretty much the same Liverpool team for like the last 3-4 years. Like,
Oh no, this one's changed. This one's changed with their midfielders and
no,
the rest
but I'm
of it.
saying their main men.
Yeah, yeah.
Still Van Dijk,
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
Salah,
yeah,
still
yeah.
it's
Keeper,
it's
Alisson.
still like there's still a lot of the same old guard there. They can't carry on forever, and they carried on till like it don't take much. One blip and you start to wobble. That's it. And Liverpool, you got Klopp announces.
That was mad. I think that should have stayed quiet.
I don't think it was an accident.
Of course it wasn't.
I don't
'Cause you
think Klopp's happy with
someone
what's
in-house
been
didn't say that?
happening. Because they say that Klopp signs Gakpo and Nunes and most of the other Liverpool players are like data signings, and those are the two you look at and go,
What? Bikini signings.
the other ones, yeah. But those two, Gakpo and Nunes, are maybe the ones that are a little bit make the least sense right now.
Well, I think Gakpo is on his way.
On his way where?
On his way to being to be a good Liverpool
He's
player.
got no mentality.
No.
I got in his head at Stamford Bridge. I was on the side of the pitch. He wanted the ball back. I didn't give it back. And he looked at me like, what's wrong with this guy? He looked for help on my life. This is before the match. He
That was
looked for help,
early
like,
Gakpo though.
Bro, he didn't touch the ball for ages.
Steve-O, they won.
Liverpool won.
It doesn't matter. Chelsea were poor.
Your story's void.
Chelsea were poor, and I was on the Liverpool side of the train.
got in his head. You made
Haaland, do you remember when Haaland didn't touch the ball for 25 minutes? Me. Doing that. There was in the square right there. I'm staring. But I'm on the side like this. Just looking at Haaland like this. Every time he looks at me, he's thinking, why is this guy just staring at me? But he don't realise I'm doing a death stare.
If you do the death stare on someone for 20 minutes and they don't know it's a death stare,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a death stare.
He knew.
He knew.
He struggled. Players struggle with me. With
Who was
me
that,
there,
nine?
they struggle.
No, Mo Salah.
Jack and Salah now.
Oh God, that's clock. What that is? You put him first. He's even in there. Okay, mad.
No, there's a lot of Liverpool fans. Look, when you go to the fan bases, talk to the fan bases. They've been moaning about Salah for
But
a
you know
little
why?
while.
Because they know he wants to leave. This is what happens. One bit of news and everyone turns their back on you. Which I don't mind that, but they say you're ish now.
You know what's
Paul,
crazy?
Sorry, I know you can't swear.
It's funny you say that because I was going to say to you, who cares what but I've been arguing this week about Chelsea to my mate, saying, mate, I work with a Chelsea fan. Like, I'm listening to what they're saying.
What Chelsea fan?
Dan.
I don't know what. I'm more of a me fan.
Oh, you're not a Chelsea
we know
fan?
that.
Yeah, no, obviously. Look,
He's a real Look at that, man. That's
come on, man,
crazy.
we know what I am, but I'm saying Chelsea are too like. What was that? What was he doing?
You're showing you dry leg.
Lippy, you going to get Arsenal type if they win the league? What?
Yeah, see, our thing is different. Where is yours? Where is yours?
I got no tats.
Oh, we're proper fans
we're
here,
proper
bro.
Proper fans. This is
It's
not
got
a
to be
joke.
in your
You got
skin,
number one
bro.
neck
On your neck, man.
Now I got numero uno, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
That one's crazy, Lips, man.
How's that
This is
crazy?
my first tat. My first ever tat.
Well, number 8 on our list got high votes from Tigo and Stevo. Again, you might not have clocked this, but
Stevo.
Dejan Kulusevski ain't really
He
been
ain't
it this
done
year.
nothing.
He ain't done. I watched him the other
He's
day.
powder
yeah.
puff.
No,
Was you
no, but
expecting
he is
something?
good.
I definitely was, yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, but he's good. But I think, how many seasons has he been in the Premier?
This is third.
Four.
Half a season, full
He was
season.
better
third.
last year.
Yeah, yeah, it was good last year.
So I think
Decent.
last year might have been a purple patch. Tottenham are poor.
No,
You know what
he's
it
a
is?
player, though. He's a player.
Thank you. He's class, and I just expect more.
No, he has. I watched him the other day. Who did Tottenham play?
Chelsea.
Oh yeah, I watched him, and I saw a player in there.
Yeah.
Like I saw someone that like he was still better than the majority of Tottenham players. Obviously Tottenham are
No,
poor.
it is. You can have all the ability, but if you haven't got that drive and
There's only
oomph,
one
which
of you
I
on the
think he
pitch.
lacks.
So I've come like there's one of you. There's 10 others. Like so, even if you're having a game from like given from the gods, and everyone else is kind of like a little bit, you'll look meaty as well.
But Tottenham didn't look meaty in the first half of the season. They looked very good.
Looked
in the
really
first half
good.
of the season. It's weird when you look at it because they didn't really have a striker. They have a Charlison who drifts, and they had Son who plays super high up, but obviously he's not physically a striker.
He could have been on a disappointing list.
Yeah,
Son.
I think he could have been
I
as
think he
well. I
needs
didn't
to-
think
can we
about.
put
I
him in
didn't
now?
think about him.
I don't think Son's been
He's been
disappointing.
kind of dead this season.
You don't think he has?
No, I mean he plays up front now.
No,
on,
I
on
just
like the
think
last man.
he's Brazilian. He should just be better.
No, Son.
Oh, I thought it was Richarlison.
I was like, what?
Nah, this is my second one.
Son's not Jack.
Son being Brazilian is crazy.
Son Brazilian. But it could be. That's what I'm saying.
Son's
It
got
could easily
17 goals and 9 assists this year.
Is it?
No, Son. Oh yeah. I was
When
talking
the
about
hell did
Richarlison.
that happen, bro?
I'm still disappointed. I thought Son, from getting this new manager, getting the armband, the way they started, I think maybe the second half's been disappointing.
The
for me.
system's been weird for him because he's super high up the pitch. But
You lot need to stop taking the romance. This armband don't make you any better.
But we are talking about Dan Kulusevski, who's no man's captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Tottenham should be into the top 4 this year.
Was he on my list?
4 straight. Yeah, you put him in, yeah, because when you watched them the other day.
Yeah.
They've lost 4 straight now. They're probably going to lose a 5th straight. It's ugly.
Yeah, man.
Number 7 on our list, and here's the player who got votes from Lippy, Stevo and Tigo,
Of course.
because the debate was, is he the best young centre-back in the Premier League? And that debate's probably over now, because he's not.
He's
Ibrahim Konate.
Yeah, man. I didn't want to mention it when we was talking Liverpool, but the reason that Liverpool are so, I'm not blaming him, but I guess they put a lot of hopes on him, and he has definitely not been it this season. And I think Liverpool could go and score 3. Or no, it's not even scoring. When they miss so many chances. I changed it. When they miss so many chances, the pressure starts getting on because I know they think we're going to concede there. I think they think we're going to concede.
He's shaky.
Yeah, when teams get at him, I know Liverpool fans are like, switch centre-backs, put Van Dijk over there, because it's all going through Konate, but you can't just switch centre-backs these days, the way that the passing
I think
lines
his
are
problem
and
is this is probably his clearest route to being a stone wall starter,
everything. Yeah,
and he's still himself up.
yeah.
But excuse my French.
Is it
I'll be
Jarrell
honest,
Quansah
yeah,
next
I
year?
know a lot of people think Konate is good. I don't think he's good.
I never rated him.
Because he's not good at actual football.
He's just very physical.
Yeah.
I might hear you.
And
there.
like Liverpool, like when they're doing their physical vibes, and he fits in with that. But when it's like we're on top of the game, we need to just control and minimize threats. He can't do it.
He's got a
'Cause he
mistake
looks
in
too
him.
shaky on
Yeah,
the
he's
ball.
too
So, like,
shaky, bro.
the ball will come to him, no pressure. You just got to pop it out to your right back. He don't look right.
Yeah, when
It
he
don't
does
look
things,
right.
when he does things right, it still looks wrong.
Yeah.
He's one of them, man.
The ball out to the right, like it's simple
Yeah,
ball, but
yeah.
why does it look like You almost fell
He's
over.
nervous. He's nervous.
He had a really bad game against Everton, which is a bad place to have a
Do you
bad
think
game.
Van Dijk can't have partners?
No, Joel
No.
Matip and Joe Gomez
No, but
were
I
great.
think he might send you shop too much, and it knackers you. I think he sends
had
his
Lovren
partner shop too
looking
much, and it
quality
knackers
out
him.
of
Konate is the perfect partner because you can send him shot because he looks ugly. No, not physically, not his face, but I'm saying he looks ugly on
He's
the
a good
ball.
looking man, you know.
You know, like
The wrong sweet. Innit? You send your youth to the shop for sweets. He comes back with
Newspaper.
yeah. Innit? Tin tomato and canned
I
coconut.
bought tomato puree in years. That's a decade.
You send him shop for sweets and he comes back with tunes.
Yeah, literally, bruv. Yeah, cough sweets.
Cough sweets.
Comes back with lockets.
I
bruv.
sent Casey to the shop for tomato ketchup. She come back with tomato puree.
Now, that's health. That's health. That's health. That's health.
That's not
That's
health.
health.
That's help.
She's my smart kid. That's crazy.
Yeah, I hear it though. Because you know the thing about tomato ketchup is there's not that much tomatoes in there.
Tomato ketchup was sold in pharmacies back in the day as a
I
medicine.
believe him. I don't know why, but
Alright,
he's
T,
speaking with
no,
so
T,
much.
honestly, what we're gonna give me a $5?
No, just leave it alone and then just put it out. Just put this out.
Well, no, actually, I'm going to clear it up right
Thank
now.
you.
And it's important that I clear it
Thank
up because maybe we can distribute some ketchup to a few filthy fellas who might need it. Because in the 1830s, tomato ketchup was sold as medicine that could cure ailments like diarrhea, indigestion, and jaundice.
No way!
Hair loss.
You need ketchup.
That was ketchup, not tomato puree.
But won't ketchup give you jaundice, though?
Too much of
It
it.
might be. Too much ketchup will give you jaundice.
That's too much. I need to go anyway.
Alright, someone CGI him. I still want him here, man.
Good luck with your La Bombe this weekend. Number 6 on our list, and he was voted number 1 by me, but he was also voted by Geordie, and it's breaking my heart. It's Raheem Sterling.
Never on my list.
Do you know what?
Why?
Where was he on my list?
3rd.
He wasn't on my list because I didn't. I wasn't expecting loads. Like
I was expecting the world from him.
Yeah.
More last year than this year, but goddamn,
Honestly,
what he is now.
listen, call me crazy, but I believe that who Cole Palmer is for Chelsea, it was his job to be.
Yeah, but it's different.
Different player.
I'm talking one of those. In fact, you know what? They both come up in a cage, so they both know football better than that.
Yeah.
But I think Poch is making a statement here.
Oh yeah, he's getting told off now.
It's not even just that. I'm seeing in his little nuances in the interviews that suggest that when he's talking about senior players, he's talking about Raheem Sterling.
So is he cooked?
Which is no, I think Sterling's still a good player, but I just don't think with all the youth and all the kind of like inexperience that we've got around him, it works for him.
There's no talk
what
of
I'm
him
saying.
leaving,
is
is there?
there a thing where, as a human, that Sterling thinks it's bunness? Like he done that whole England thing, was the best player in that last tournament. Everyone caned him.
I don't know him in it, but I think he would be. If I was him, I'd be in Bunnet mode right now.
yeah, me too, man.
I don't know how old is he. What's he?
29?
29. I
Yeah,
forget.
man. Like,
My
and then he come
G's.
to Chelsea. Everyone starts like, he started this season really well. Really well. Was it this season or was it when he
Yes.
started
Yeah.
this season?
But he's on course to maybe nick a Europe now.
Yeah, but remember, in the white shirt,
The
there are certain
Euros.
players.
No,
No, there are some
Chelsea,
players.
yeah, Chelsea.
No, but there are some players that even in the Euros, in a white shirt, they perform better for England than they do for their clubs. Rashford's the same. But I just don't think Sterling, for whatever reason, like if the match day don't show you what you're seeing, training will. So if Poch is leaving him out, it means something's up.
He's been shifted around positions a lot. Is that?
Nah, he's played from the left every single time. Pretty
No, he
much.
hasn't.
Or he's come through the
He's
middle.
played from the
That's
right. He's played up front. He's played attacking mid.
it. Attacking mid.
I've got a theory.
That was just on paper, man.
I've
I've
got-
never seen him take up that position.
You know, it's true. It's on paper. I got a theory that maybe London is distracting him.
He's from London.
I love that one.
He's from London.
No, but he went to thingy at 16.
Nah, man. I just think he's very good at arriving in spaces, right, and then finishing the job. You're not really gonna get
He
too
don't do it
much.
for you lot though, does he?
Yeah, but tape.
Yeah, I think Tape's overrated.
Tape's not there. It's not China White.
The thing is, Tape's decent if you're going there to record tunes as well.
Someone said you're a tape rapper. Like you sound like your mixtape was done in tape. That's what
Who said that?
it's a comment I read, but
I said my mixtape sounds like it was done in
yeah,
tape.
so that you recorded it in tape.
I don't even know what that sounds like. Is there a party in the
They
background?
just rebuilt the studio, so if it was a recent
Does it
comment,
sound
it was
good?
probably
Yeah,
decent.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what they meant.
I had a hand in that.
Thank you, maybe.
Steve, are you off?
Yeah, I don't want to be, man. I've got to go, boys.
You've
Yeah,
got
go triple threat.
priorities.
No?
You've got priorities.
I love you lot, man.
Yeah, go and leave us.
Make sure you do this list justice.
Yeah, go and leave us. That's what you always do.
What the hell kind of sentence was that on the way out?
This episode's going to fly.
The final thumbnail is going to be like, what the hell?
Like, what the?
Do you know what's crazy? There was a time, it wasn't even that long ago, where it was tough to get a seat at this
Subs.
table.
We had subs, remember?
We had them lining up.
We had subs.
And now, do you know what? It just makes you, it makes you realize, it makes you appreciate the
Yeah.
years, the hard graft.
But no, but look, thank you everyone who's filthy for 10 years. Thank you. That is amazing. That is so special. We've got unbelievable plans coming up for the next few months. But if you just joined us the other day, you're just as important. And that's one thing I don't think people understand.
Don't rub their back now.
Someone who jumps in late, like, oh, you're not a real fan. You weren't there. Like, that algorithm didn't teach me about this. But now you're here. Go back if you
I
want.
met a girl called Chelsea that supports Chelsea.
Oh, that's because of her dad then.
She watches.
Or her
Because
mum.
I tried to call my son Branislav. That was my first choice.
That works though.
Yeah,
Slav, just
Branislav
Slav.
or Eden. I was
Yeah.
trying to go with names that made sense. Obviously,
works.
we were league winning. Like
Yeah,
we were. But obviously, a couple of them got knocked back, and I understood the Branislav one.
So who's he named after now then? McCracken.
So I had to go to the youth team, and here's the worst thing: my missus don't even know.
Well, we made it to number 5 on our list. And he got a very high vote from Lippi. And also a high vote from Tigo. And his name's Gabriel Martinelli.
Ooh.
Had a bad season.
Wow.
Do you think?
Yeah.
No, Dan.
He's lost his place to Trossard.
Yeah, but Trossard's good.
Trossard
Oh,
is
hold
good,
on.
yeah.
By the way, let me say what I've always known about Martinelli, because I know this with my eyes. When a player is faster than they think, it's never gonna end well.
Mm.
He is faster. What he does in action is bigger than what he thinks. It's faster.
Yeah.
So like he's always just like scatty. Like everything's too like
Junior Hoylett had that.
a lot of wingers have
Javinho.
that. A lot of wingers
Yeah.
have that.
Do you know what we should do from 5 onwards? Is call whether it was a purple patch.
I wonder how many of these players have actually got ADHD.
They're very, if any slight concern with a football player at a Premier League team now, the medication is banged straight on
Yeah,
the
but
desk.
the thing is, I'm a guy that I used to almost prescribe Ritalin
For who?
for everyone
You would prescribe Gabriel Martinelli with Ritalin?
if I thought it'd make him better, and I was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm probably better off.
As a neutral, what call would you make then? You just want the best for this player.
If I want the best for this player, I have no what's it called.
Yeah.
I would start him off in 36 milligrams.
Daily?
See how he responds. Maybe drop it down to 18.
Yeah.
You know, like that's it. Like that's it. Like,
Martinelli.
that's it. That's what I would do, because you don't know, like different players see things differently. Do you want to hear something crazy?
Go on.
One time I remember I sparred on Ritalin
You must have
and
been
I
knocked
was
out.
sharp.
It's super focused.
You were
isn't it,
sharp.
Ritalin?
Is it?
Yeah, focus.
Razor. Despite what the critics say, I don't have ADHD.
The critics.
Yeah. Like,
AKA
so for me,
the mother of your children.
I'm saying
That is the critics though. That is the critics.
like for me, I took it and I remember being so sharp that I remember saying to myself, I'm never taking this again.
And Gabriel Martinelli is desperately in need of it.
He needs it for the
Well, I
squad.
think there's many wingers in this league.
Go on,
Probably
give me
more on
another.
this list.
Give me another.
Who's gonna be? Oh, if Nunez took,
Yeah.
Return.
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if his performance.
What it does, it
enhancing.
slows down. You know, like sometimes they do the hard bit, and then they snatch at the
What about
easy
Nicholas
bit.
Jackson?
Ritalin would help him hugely.
And he's good.
We need Ritalin. We know what Liverpool have done over the years. Yeah, we're not going to go
Allegedly,
into it.
asthma,
But allegedly, but we know what they've done
asthma.
over
and
the
Man
years.
City, but allegedly.
They've missed the trick. They've gone with asthma. But let's go with ADHD.
Number 4 on our list. I'd like to know if you think he needs Ritalin or if you think he just needs a couple of pints of water. Marcus Rashford.
That's not Ritalin.
That's not Ritalin.
He just needs a couple of pints of water.
I think he might need a new city.
Yes.
I think he might need a new city.
I'm not sure if that city's London though.
Do you know? No, it's not. He's got to go like maybe PSG.
Paris. You're crazy.
He's not playing out in Paris.
You just-
Everything's going to his yard.
You see M. Honcho?
Everything's going to M. Honcho's got his pulse on his finger on the
On
pulse.
Sunday, I'm playing in a M. Huncho team.
Are you in his team? Yeah.
Marcus Rashford. I would probably have him first. I don't have him first in my list, so I'm lying. But
I think he runs Manny more than City players. Like, I've seen that guy dominate China White team.
No, don't speak about China. That's his.
It's to a point now where I don't even want to slander him because I need to go there.
remember, he went out that night when he was in Belfast.
Yeah.
That was this season.
He went to see his other Man United mate, ex-Man United mate.
I genuinely worry about Marcus Rashford. I genuinely think he needs a summer off.
I don't know how good he is.
That's
No,
the thing.
Rashford
I don't
is
know.
good. Bro, Rashford's good. Like in terms of like old school, they would stop the scouts coming to his matches, kind of good, because they didn't want people knowing about how good he is. He is a good player, of course he is.
Yeah. I don't know
But-
how good.
You know when they were comparing him to Mbappe, I think that's fair, but I do think China White is just a crazy place, and it's just one of those places that can
Swallow
like
you up.
that's it.
It can swallow you up.
I know we're joking, and
No, see-
we've seen him out, but is that what's affecting his performances?
All right, look, let's have a look at others then. Maybe that aren't him. Jadon Sancho came to United.
Jack Grealish
he
is on it.
wasn't-
Jack
wasn't
Grealish
great.
is on it more than anybody.
What?
Allegedly.
Not in the same way.
Yeah, I think
You,
it's
you
like-
have to see it in person.
Yeah, I think it sounds good, but I think Rashford's on it the most, you know.
Bro, I'm talking just in general. Like, some places don't necessarily suit certain people because they just force you to kind of coast. And football, if you coast, you're going to see a drop in your performance because someone else behind you or someone else over there is working.
That's a worry then that Marcus Rashford just got his new deal, just had a good season.
It's to be expected. What do you mean? Of course, I grinded like a monster for this 350 grand deal, whatever it is. And now I get it. I can kind of take my foot off the pedal a little bit. That might even be
Dan,
human
they're not
nature.
in Europe. They're behind Chelsea
Yeah,
in the
but
league
it's-
now.
you're asking someone.
He's the man with the money.
You're asking someone to have hunger who had hunger and he got exactly what he wanted from that hunger. Maybe.
It's true.
and then he got
he's
it.
not elite then. If that, I'm not saying
No,
that's
I'm
what it
not
is,
saying
but
he's a
not
serial.
elite.
Like we're not. You know, like Ronaldo was at
A
a point he was
mentality monster, yeah.
addicted to winning. Rudiger addicted to winning. Like, I don't
Rudiger?
care what happens outside of this. I'm addicted to winning. Maybe that's just not the mentality of everyone. But like, there aren't that many mentality monsters out there nowadays.
26 years old.
That's why, as well. By the way,
But I just would never make that excuse for
most
another
people
player.
won't even know that Rashford is only 26.
This is like South American player come from the favelas and then made it big and then retired at 28 stuff.
When would you say Rashford's prime was? 2 years ago? 24?
They say he had his best season last season.
25. Still too young for a striker, if you ask me.
He's not a striker though.
Whatever he is, a forward off the wing.
Yeah.
Like, when it's all said and done, like, football's got so young that you're asking these immature kids who they're not in their bag yet, and they're rich, bro.
Right, watch
They're
this.
rich.
Watch this. I think maybe the problem is he's got the keys to the city. Because in a white shirt, he's a different man. Because he's not that guy there.
Come on, man. We can't be ascribing off-field stuff. This is a man who touches the pitch against Coventry, and Coventry players come off the pitch going,
Yeah, that was
"That's
bad.
Rashford."
That was bad.
Yeah, but you brought him on at what was the score when they brought him on?
No.
He started.
At 3-0.
Yeah, at 3-0, he came off.
Yeah. Okay, he did it. It was 3-0 on. 3-0 up.
Bro, the Coventry players came off like, that can't be the
Yeah,
guy
but you
you
can
brought
have one
in
of those
saying
games.
is.
I've had games.
He's
No,
had
no,
that
no, no, no.
season.
He's had a lot.
It's not a good season, but do you know, football's super contagious. If you get in your bag and you're like, this is me for the next season, I'm going to drive. You become the guy. But if you get in your mind, you're just like, I'm here now. It is what it is. I'm probably going to leave at the end of the season. Get me whatever it is. Blah blah blah. You play. It's just how it goes.
What changed though? Do you think last year?
They were media as
he had
well
his
last
great-
year. You know,
Yeah, I know. So what's changed? Because he had his best season last year.
contract.
That's sad. If you believe that, and I'm not saying like
I
look,
do.
I think that's sad.
There's the difference from last year because Luke Shaw was a constant for him. Behind him on the same wing, and then I don't know maybe Weghorst helped
Yeah.
as opposed to Hoyland.
I think people like loads of, especially forwards, it's patches. It is patches. Most forwards over the years have played in patches.
I'm tired of diagnosing it though.
That's the thing, is every time we talk about him, it's like we're trying to figure out what the problem is.
There's a part of him that just maybe is a little bit over it, and maybe he needs a new scenery.
He
Scenery.
might be online too much too.
Is he?
He tweeted the other day like,
At like 1 a.m.
yeah, someone posted like, I can't believe you lot are tweeting this about Rashford, and then he tweeted, yeah,
It's
like,
getting too much.
it's getting too much. Enough is enough. I was like, what?
Yeah, but it
And then
gets like
a
that.
couple months back, there was a statement, and
Yeah, but do you know what it is? They have to hold their tongue probably more than.
I feel like his PR team are very good at when he's in the worst form, being like, look over here. I think
No,
they're
but not
very
even
good at
that,
that.
bro. We know he's a top player. If you
Do
probably
we?
no, think about it properly. If he goes anywhere else
Anywhere.
anywhere,
yeah,
he's probably
They say,
better than he is now.
Pep wants him. They say
Slightly.
Pep would take him.
Anywhere, no, but he can't stay. Man.
No, never.
But I'm talking. If he goes Dortmund, you know what he does. Then
slightly.
you go to, you know what he does if he goes elsewhere. You just got to get him in the right places.
So Bruno Fernandes is the only Manchester United player with the mentality to survive Manchester
He's
United.
from Portugal. You don't even know what's on Dean's Gate.
Number 3 on our list, Dan, you definitely had this guy. I had him second highest, and Lippy had him quite high because I genuinely believed in him, and I still do, but whatever. Enzo Fernandez.
I don't want him on this list. I revoke it. So I let him be there, but I revoke
You
it.
saw what you did without him this weekend, right?
No, I know that the systems, but let's be honest, West Ham are poor. I'm looking at Enzo. He's a good player.
Very good.
Very, very good. And the thing about all our players are, they might not do it all season, but you know they've got the talent to do it at any given moment. West Ham was that given moment. It makes him maybe look worse than he is. Enzo is a very good footballer. And I think...
He's just disappointing, though.
No, I don't think he's disappointing. I think he does so many good things in a game, but they probably go unnoticed.
Granted, he's young, but for me, what I saw this season and the times when you were at your worst, Enzo Fernandez didn't look like... He looked like your worst... He looked like your worst midfielder.
He looked like he was a little bit lost because sometimes you don't know what your instructions are. Like, what the hell was happening around me? Like, I'm used to this, like, everything being meticulous. And for a lot of the season, Chelsea have looked at 6s and 7s. I don't think it's on him. I think it will look like it's on him because he's a World Cup winner. He is probably the most talented. He is our best midfielder. He is our best midfielder. So what you expect from
the
your
manager
best
from the same country?
doesn't matter. Doesn't always help. I'm from the same country as bear my uncles. Doesn't help me.
In what?
Nothing. That's it. That's it. I'm related to Bear Man. But it doesn't help.
The same country as Bear of my uncle.
Go on, Jordy. What were you
Half
ready
of
to
them.
take back?
I don't like him.
You don't like him?
I did like him, but maybe he's just a good footballer.
He is a good footballer.
But what is that?
do you know what good footballers, especially as a midfielder?
Sean Longstaff's a good
All
footballer.
right, let's be honest. Yeah, he's not an 8. I wouldn't have him as an
You
8.
heard what I said. Do you want me to say it again?
I was thinking which Longstaff you were talking
Yeah,
about.
Sean.
All right, listen. He's a good midfielder, yeah? In fact, he's a very good midfielder. He's technically better than the majority of the midfielders in the league, yeah? It hasn't really worked for him because of systems, form, whatever it is. I mean, this hernia is not going to help him either.
No.
Let's be honest.
No,
like,
that definitely struggled at the end of the season.
All right, well,
with
let me
that.
ask you this, Dan, then. When is it him? At what point for you is it him?
when I see him stop showing effort on a pitch. Until then, I see what he actually does, and me as a midfielder, especially as a 6.5, yeah, well, I'm a 6, but I can go like I'm an 8. I can fraud myself to be an 8. Like, I know what he is, and I know what he's doing. I know he's doing his part. The problem is
Do
we've
you know
got
what?
10
Do you know what
others.
my problem is? This is how I sounded for Pogba.
No.
Yes.
Pogba is going to do 44 Cruyff turns
Oh my-
and then pass the ball to his right back. Like, listen, like, we're talking chalk and cheese here.
You're telling me
Maybe
about,
talent, yes. They'll have a similar talent level.
but you're gonna tell me he needs a better like backline behind him and that.
No, I'm not worried about that. Of course he does, but that's not nothing to do with him. That's just Chelsea. I'm saying what he's doing on the pitch, I'm not disappointed by.
I actually think he could end up in Juventus.
No, yeah, but he would boss it there.
Which 3 players would Chelsea fans vote as the most disappointing players this season?
Mudryk,
Yeah.
low IQ, fast, whatever, cool, low IQ. Probably Badiashile.
Disappointing.
Yeah, okay. I've been disappointed by him.
People were very gassed by him at
It's
one
true.
point.
It's true.
I don't know
actually.
why.
Because he's got the tangibles.
Everyone has them now.
Mhm.
Every
I know
centre
you-
back
I know
6'4"
you mean. I know what you mean.
and French. You know what I'm saying? They're all like,
Every centre back 6'4" and French.
It's actually true too.
who else would I have been? I guess people might say Reece James.
Nah,
Obviously, that's
take
because of
injuries
injury.
out
We
of
take
it,
injuries
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
We're taking injuries out.
Yeah.
Then
Chilwell.
Sterling.
Sterling.
Yeah, then Sterling.
People will be most disappointed with Sterling because we know what he can be, and he's not been that.
And what you bought him to do something. He ain't done it yet.
I don't think anything we've done in terms of recruitment. I know I'm ruling myself out of a job here. I just think we've mashed ourselves up from the top. I think our recruitment hasn't suited the team, hasn't suited the players that have come in, it hasn't even suited the players that have gone out. Like, no one's thriving.
No.
No one. Maybe Loftus-Cheek. And that's it.
Tomori maybe.
Tomori. Maybe, like, Lukaku's having a half-decent season.
Oh,
That's
Havertz.
it.
Havertz, that's it.
And Havertz. So he's not going to win a league anyway. And Jorginho.
Number 2 on our list. This player was voted for by everyone except for Jordi, Andre Onana.
I didn't vote for him.
Nah.
That's a mistake.
He was supposed to make Man United a ball-playing team again.
I thought I voted for him. I don't need to check. He should have been in my list, and I'm disappointed.
He is not ball playing. He's not a ball playing keeper. I don't know what people thought they was doing. Like, what did people think they was getting?
He might actually only be ball playing.
No, but even that he's not that good at.
Yeah, no, but yeah. Yeah, but no, but.
He's a DM.
It's weird because you don't want goalkeepers to have spells. But he's had good spells this year.
He has.
But you don't want goalkeepers can't have spells.
Because
Spells is horrible.
and his bad spells are bad.
His bad spells have been ugly.
Loads of mistakes.
Bad spells are bad. And for some reason, this second keeper can't get a sniff.
It's the money.
This Turkish
The
guy.
Turkish guy, yeah.
It's money.
He played one game for us this year because Onana went AFCON to sit on the bench, by the way.
The pressure from the people that make these deals happen, and they like, we are pushing that. We spent this amount of money on this. That's an investment. So he plays.
He was a Champions League finalist last year. He was so good for Inter last year.
He has to play. That is our investment. So even if the investment goes wrong, we pretend it's not so that we can at least sell him. And that is just how it works.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you not think he's good?
Yeah, but I do think, like I say, goalkeepers shouldn't have spells. And maybe that comes down to the fact that you haven't had your proper central defence basically this season. Lissandro
Does he need
Martinez has
Ritalin?
been out.
He needs Ritalin.
Ritalin?
That's
bad
a
shout.
Ritalin one.
Yeah. Him and Petrovic have the same kind of spooky aerial.
Do you know who really needs Ritalin? Who, in fact, who would maybe become the best keeper in the Prem with it? Pickford.
Interesting.
Or Ramsdale?
Both of them need Ritalin.
I'm guessing they're both on it.
Do you think?
I do, yeah.
I think they're on the substitute one, which I can name, but I won't name.
No, they're not paying us. Ritalin are paying
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Do you know the thing about Andre Onana that stinks is that just all of the Man United detractors just said it wouldn't work. This is nonsense. This ain't going to work. And I don't make them right, but I don't make them wrong. And I always hate being in that position where people that are just hating for just, I'm hating, I'm off the rip, that's my go-to position. When they end up being right, like I had the same thing with Mason Mount this last couple of weeks. I don't like Mason Mount. And look, well, I
do
can't
this with
argue
clothes.
with it.
I do this with clothes a lot. I look at something, and I look at the model that's wearing it, and I go check the size. It says he's 6'1" and wearing a size medium. I decide I'm gonna wear it. I'll get the large.
Yeah.
And then whatever it is, yeah. And then it comes, and it's just it don't fit right for whatever reason. And I'm like, deep down, I knew this wasn't gonna fit right.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
But I can send that back. Sometimes you try it, but you get it wrong, and you have to pay the postage fee to send it back, or whatever it is. You might not get free returns, except in the Premier League, you cannot get free returns, and I think that's something they should look at. You know, maybe a bargain. They need to do a thing where it's like, if it don't work, you go back to that club
Receipt.
for 30% less than what you pay.
Yeah, so like instead of a buyback clause, it's a give back clause.
Give back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But the problem is, though, what if I don't want him back?
No, that's
That's
not the
fine.
problem.
That's
Like,
that's
you've
it.
got to
You
chill
mean you can't
for
give
a
on
year
every
on
player.
I
that deal.
replaced him. I don't want him back.
It's a give back deal. You got to find a way to sell him.
Yeah, it doesn't work. That's why it
Do you know
doesn't
how-
exist.
Do you know how many players you lot would get back?
Well, think about if we didn't have refunds on our clothes. How much clothes you just have?
And that's Andre Onana. Before we get to number one, I'm just going to list some players that you might be thinking, where's this player? Where's that player? they're not on because injuries basically made it impossible. Someone like Reece James, Mason Mount, Thomas Partey, Romeo Lavia, Terran Malacia, Tyler Adams, Pedro Neto, Bama Dele Alli, Solly March, Kaoru Matoma, Dean Henderson. All these guys are just big injuries.
Did you just say Bama Dele Alli?
I know,
Yeah,
innit?
that's his name.
What do you mean?
What do you
That's his name.
What? That's his name?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So where's the Bama?
people call Bamadeli
Is Bama Dele one word?
Bama
Dele.
Yeah,
And he
Nigerian.
just put Dele on the back of
yeah,
his
he
shirt.
put Deli.
He's a bad boy, you know.
Yeah.
That is
well, no,
crazy.
he's not. But
Well, no,
yeah,
he's a
he is,
G.
yeah. He
He's
needs
a
to
bad
come here,
boy.
actually, Dele Alli.
Yeah.
But we've made it to number 1 on our list. There are other injured players, obviously, but I just thought I'd just list them. Number 1 on our list was voted for by everybody. And I had him 3rd. Lippy had him 1st. Steve-O had him 1st. Geordie had him 5th. Dan had him 5th.
I don't like this, man.
It's Casemiro.
I don't like this. It stank of a United, man. I just don't like
Do you
this.
know what? Yeah, he is really gone off the ball. But do you know what that is? That's a player that can't be bothered anymore. You know? Can you not see it? You can see when someone's trying, and I don't mean like Gallagher trying.
He's out of office. He's out of office. Is on.
He is done. He's in Dubai already.
I feel a bit sorry for him having to play centre back, but then at the same time, I think he's playing centre back because the manager's like, you can't keep up with these midfielders.
No, but even then, like, you know, playing centre back is a shop window for you to, like, you're supposed to, like, unless you want to retire, unless you're looking at retirement this
Do
year.
you know what? When I saw him the first time at centre, I thought, oh my god, he's gonna reinvent himself. This is a rebrand.
You do kind of look at him in that spot and think, oh my God, Eric Ten Hag's figured something. But there's been a few times that Eric Ten Hag's done something where I thought, whoa, he's figured something out. He ain't. He's never figured anything out.
When I saw Wan-Bissaka left back, I said, oh
Yeah.
Oh, this season I went right of a back three, yeah, and I almost never made it out of that position because I ran the show from the
he
right of
might
that
be able
back
to do
three.
that in a back three, though.
I ran the show from. I couldn't play left centre half. I don't know why, because I've got a very decent left foot. I don't know why, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Maybe we started having a look at my wing back, my left wing back, as to why that connection wasn't really working. But I could run the show from back there. Casemiro should be able to absolutely run the show. He should look like Thiago Silva back there. He should.
Yeah, and he was bad in midfield this year. Like, it's not
He's
just.
had it.
Did you not see what Carragher said?
Jim Carragher said start learning Arabic.
He butchered him.
No, didn't he say leave football before football leaves you?
He butchered him.
Real Madrid have had your pants down again.
Do you know what's funny? I think Chelsea have been doing that too, you know.
What?
Matic, Mata.
Mount.
Yeah, I think Chelsea have been doing
You know
it
what
too.
it is? I think it's the mentality of players when they get to certain clubs. I think they feel like they can relax. Maybe it's something on the training ground, because bad habits at a training ground, you'll see it on the pitch. So United have looked poor for years. Let's be honest. So maybe players are getting there thinking they're going to revive their career, and they're like, do you know what? We're on the slide here. We're on the slide. Look at this. Look at this mess.
Look at this gym. It's old school complex.
Let's go.
It's going to
Dean's
be a
Gate.
very
Who said that?
interesting.
Someone said when they
Ronaldo
joined.
said that.
No, someone else recently, man.
What do you
It
mean?
might have been Bruno?
Who's the guy who's in charge now? What's his name?
Jim.
Jim.
So Jim Ratcliffe.
Says Jim Ratcliffe. They sent a memo out to the staff
Said
saying that
Jim.
saying that the whole facility is messy. It's rubbish everywhere.
No way.
Yeah.
You know, there was a statement United Twitter wrote, and we're aware of able-bodied people sitting in using disabled chairs and getting the front
No
row.
way. They're doing it.
Bro, United is a nightmare right now.
You need to restaff
It's
everywhere.
no, they need to rebuild. You know that stadium.
Oh, that
is
stadium's
old.
a mess. Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
I just don't know, man. But hire me.
Well, that is our top 10 of most disappointing players this season. Thank you for joining us on a Friday. Get your Le Bon leagues set up. Send us your screenshots. Let us know who's in your league, how much money's up for grabs. Because we haven't gone the full hog yet. We haven't done a £50 yet. We haven't done 15 people in the group one. Because we're getting messages like, add me to the Le Bon, add me to the Le Bon. But if you haven't got stakes in it, like your predictions out in public, you lot don't care if Lumos wins. You only care if Dan wins, or if the inevitable happens and I win again. That's the only thing you lot care about. So get Le Bon leagues for yourselves. And I'm going to run down the top 10 as we voted for it. Number 10 was Jack Grealish. Number 9, most disappointing, was Mo Salah. Number 8 was Dejan Kulusevski. A lot of wingers here.
Yeah.
Number 7, Ibrahim Konate. Number 6, Raheem Sterling. Number 5, Gabriel Martinelli. Number 4, Marcus Rashford. Number 3, Enzo Fernandez. Number 2, Andre Onana. And number 1, of course, is nose job himself, Casemiro.
Casamigos.
Filthy at 5, filthyat5.com. Thank you for coming. Subscribe to the channel. Love you all.
Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, guys?
Folks, before we get into anything, make sure to like this stream, subscribe to our comment, because we want to get as many Madridistas and Bayern Munich fans in this stream. And there's one more thing I'd like to announce, is that as of today, Soltero is officially full-time on the Give and Go. Full-time. He has quit his job.
Let's go,
W's
boys.
in the chat. W's in the chat right now. Soltero is going full-time on the Give and Go after doing part-time Give and Go for the past 2 full years. And what a day to do it, man.
No, what a day to do it on the day that Bayern possibly got robbed against Real Madrid in the Bernabeu 2024. Couldn't have written it better myself. Let's get right into it, right? Because I think we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Did Bayern? Are we all okay with the goal that Bayern did not get at the last minute?
Are we all okay?
with that?
Yeah, let's ask the chat. Are you guys
Let's
okay?
let's set it straight.
Was it a robbery? Was it a robbery? Ask
What are
that
we
in the
doing
chat
here?
for me, producer Rod. Was it a robbery? Yes or no? I get hesitant because if you look at the sideline, the referee lifted the offside flag way too early, and thus the Real Madrid defenders laid off, and then De Ligt scored his goal. I wish the referee hadn't done that, man. I really wish he would have held out and given them a fair chance. I do think that was unfair, but it's just tough to know how the play would have gone if Real Madrid had stuck it out the whole way through.
That's the problem, is that it's not fully controversial because it's not like the referees were just completely ignoring something obvious. They called an offside what the linesman thought was offside. They didn't think the play was going to continue, so Marciniak blows the whistle, and the play goes dead. And De Ligt smashes home a beautiful goal.
What a finish.
What a finish. It's just so unfortunate, the timing of everything. Ultimately, I think this just comes down to the referee's ability to read the game, thinking that the play will continue, but in this case, they just didn't, man.
Yeah, I think they fucked up. And kind of like how this comment says, Donnie V8 says, he said, rules are rules. It's the ref's fault.
Yeah.
Robbery says Luis Sandoval. Rishi Suresh says, since he blew it early, whistle was blown, we stopped playing. Speaking of Real Madrid in that sense. Barça Diego says, as a Madrid fan, the ref messed up and arguably robbed Bayern. So that does say a lot. If a Real Madrid fan is saying that, I just... Robbed is a strong word.
Robbed
here.
is a strong word.
I think they just made a very big mistake.
Yeah,
I think they made a very, very big mistake. The poll has 230 votes, 46% yes, 54% no. Pretty much down the middle here. But beyond that, guys, what a game.
Yeah, what a match.
What a game, man, with Alphonso Davies getting on the board first with a beautiful, beautiful strike that was... building itself as an iconic moment in the UEFA Champions League with CONCACAF's finest scoring a beautiful goal. And then what ensues is 15 minutes of chaos with Real Madrid getting back into the game and winning the match.
It was such a brilliant goal from Alphonso Davies, taking it upon himself off the break. What a long ball from Harry Kane to find him on that left wing. He dances a little bit with Antonio Rudiger, smashes it home, and the confidence that Bayern had for the next 10-15 minutes was so high that Tuchel then took off Sané, Musiala, and Harry Kane because he thought he had it in the bag.
Mistake
Insane mistake by
He should not
Tuchel.
have done that. Rishi says that here, Tuchel taking out Kane, Sané, Musiala, and he thought he won in Bernabeu. That's where they lost the game. I mean, Real's still going to come back anyways. You just cannot make that assumption at home where Real Madrid is so well known for their comebacks. To make that assumption is a very bold move. It could have paid off, but it didn't. The moment that Real Madrid scored that game-tying goal, you knew that their backs were against the wall because of the situation they had been put in with those subs. When they needed a goal at the very end, I mean, who could you really look to if Harry Kane and Musiala are on the bench?
Yeah, it's such a problem. I've always said it. You take off offensive players to get more defensive. It sounds counterintuitive, but it never works.
Yeah.
It never works. And also, if you look at how Kim Min-jae has been playing this season, he hasn't been in the best of form. So why would you feel confident in bringing him on in a really important game. I just don't think it makes any sense. I really don't. I think Tuchel got in his own head, just maybe nervous. He's in the Bernabeu. They're up when he's like, we have to do everything it takes to defend this lead. But I just think Bayern had it before they made those subs, honestly. So, yeah, I just ultimately think it's a pretty big mistake from Thomas Tuchel.
Question for the chat. When Bayern was up 1-0, Madrid fans, were you scared? Be honest with me. Be honest with me. Were you scared? Because I think the context behind this comeback is a little different than the historic comebacks we've seen from Real Madrid, because in the 75 minutes into this match, they were struggling they were not being clinical.
No.
They were not being clinical. And it was shaping up to be one of those games where you're like, fuck, maybe it just doesn't go in this time around for us. Even though we're Real Madrid, maybe it doesn't fall. And it was like the 77th minute. I think it got to the 80th before they finally tied it. And I just thought, man, even when they got that goal taken back, rightfully so, off of the corner kick, I just thought things were building themselves up for a historic result for Bayern Munich. So I want to know, were you guys scared? It looks like for the most part, yes.
I saw one comment, though, that said, nah, Madrid's black magic is very, very real. And that's the thing. Going into the last 10 minutes, even though Madrid were not crafting anything, Bayern Munich were locking them down. Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo were, yes, breaking lines on the wing, but they could never find an open Madrid player. Despite all of that, I still knew what I've seen over the last decade, bro. Decade in the Champions League. You cannot count out Real Madrid in the Champions League. You absolutely cannot. And something happened when Vinicius Jr. whipped that ball towards Manuel Neuer. Neuer couldn't handle it. It was too hot. And there was Joselu to tap it in. And once that happened, I knew it was over. Madrid cannot help themselves.
They can't.
Once they get a goal. They can't. They're going to get another. And that's exactly what they did through another tap in from Joselu. What a ball, by the way, from Antonio Rudiger. And Madrid do what they've done for the last 10 straight years. Win it very late in big matches.
Nah, bro, you just spoke your heart out there. Because it's true, man. This is true regarding Real Madrid. This is how it goes for them. Joselu, back-to-back goals, brace coming off the bench. Rudiger looked like Toni Kroos in some of those moments with some of those passes that he was sending in. The comeback was inevitable, but man, I just can't believe that it started with a Neuer mistake.
Yeah.
It started with a veteran goalkeeper, one of the greatest we've ever seen don the goalkeeping jersey, make a mistake that crucial in such a high-pressure moment. Hurts my heart, honestly, because any other thing he could have done there in that situation would have been good, but ultimately it was the last option, the last resort that ended up falling at Joselu's feet and scoring the goal to tie the match. What a mistake, man. Truly disappointing from Neuer.
Yeah.
Any comments there?
Yeah, it's so disappointing, especially because Bayern Munich, dude, they had it before that moment. They had it. They really did. I think Madrid would have really struggled. They were getting desperate. Yeah. The plays leading up to that goal was just foul after foul after foul. Modric, Rudiger, Toni Kroos screaming at the ref. Madrid were getting very, very desperate. And then a mistake. Yeah. It was a mistake that let Madrid back in. You can't do that against the kings of the Champions League. You can't give them a chance. And it just sucks because up until that point, Neuer looked comfortable. He was making saves after save.
He was good. He was doing good,
man. He was doing good. Yeah, he was doing real good. So it just sucks. It is a mistake, but I don't even want to put too much blame on him. I really don't. But
if it was Kepa, you grill him.
100%. 100%.
Guys, like the stream. Give us W's in the chat. Saltero's first full day as a full-time employee of the Give and Go. He has quit his job today. He is committing to the Give and Go full-time. Give us a like on the stream. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's get some more people in here. And let's look at all these super chats because we have some messages from the fans of the show. We have people speaking their truth. Let's see what we have. JJ Cinematic says, I love you, Bayern. Mia San Mia. What a roller coaster of emotion. We were 3 minutes away from doing the impossible. But Real is Real. The ref at the last minute was acoustic. Let's go, Dortmund. That basically sums up the Bayern Munich fan experience right there in one super chat.
Yeah, a really good game. They held on as long as they could, got a really good goal through Alphonso Davies, nearly had it in the bag, but yeah, then they just got Real Madrided.
Yeah, and I think given how Bayern's season has gone this whole year, like this ultimately was like the best that they maxed out in this game.
yeah,
Being
yeah.
up 1-0 by the 75th minute, you take that 10 times out of 10, knowing how your season has gone as a Bayern Munich fan.
For real.
So you play your cards, and man, ultimately Real Madrid came through as they always do. But honestly, you got to be somewhat content, I think, with the performance they've had in the Champions League specifically, because they almost had it, man. They almost had it. Stars Less Sign 28 says, as an Atletico fan, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Come on, Dortmund, beat Madrid.
Yeah, honestly, I'll be going for. We'll get into that in a second, probably.
But
But yeah, Dortmund, I think, will be a really fun team to cheer on if you're looking for anti-Madrid propaganda. 100%.
The enemy of my enemy is crazy, but we're like talking about war tactics here. Carlos Colunga Navarro says they should have checked it at least. Congrats, Saltero. But yeah, they should have at least checked it. But the thing is, what could they have checked?
You can't.
It was a
yeah.
referee mistake to not. He should not have lifted his flag up in that moment. He should let the play out and then lift the flag up as they usually do. He made a mistake, bro. And
It's a
I'm
mistake.
sure FIFA's going to get on his ass, bro.
I hope
Or
so.
UEFA.
man. There's got to be better training as far as if it's late in the match, never put your flag up. Like, if honestly, they should like implement something like that. In the last 5 minutes, never call offside. Let VAR do it. Just the last 5 minutes of a, like knockout stage football.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool to implement.
And here's the thing. Let's be honest. Even if Bayern had tied the game, as Hus Jaber says here, boys, even if they did score, they wouldn't last 30 minutes.
Nah, you had a fresh Luka Modric ready to distribute.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the power, the energy that Madrid have in these knockout stages in the Bernabeu. Yeah, I don't think you'd back Bayern to maintain sort of solidity for 30 minutes.
30 minutes and no true offensive weapons out there. You're relying on Choupo-Moting in the
Yeah,
semifinal
exactly.
performance at the Bernabeu. I don't think that's going to go well. So I do think ultimately the rightful team won, but it does suck that it wasn't a clean victory, right? It is a little controversial, but still, Real Madrid deserved it. Alejandro Tiburcio, what a name, says, Bayern were robbed, but Bayern should not have removed their dangerous pieces. Got chipped, and let's hope this refereeing happens in the final. Dortmund win. So yeah, all Bayern fans are going Dortmund now, apparently.
Yeah, as they
Yeah.
should. I mean, German power, Euros are in Germany. Why not, you know? Back your fellow Germans.
Crazy that for a moment we were going to get the Der Klassiker.
I know.
For a moment.
I know,
And Bayer
man.
Leverkusen going undefeated in the Euros in Germany. This could have been Germany's full 100% year, which would have been crazy,
Guys,
guys.
the craziest year in German football. Like history, man.
Before we get to more super chats, make sure to like the stream. And I'm actually going to ask the general chat, who do you guys give the Man of the Match award? Who is the man of the match? The best player on the pitch today. For the first 75 minutes, I was going to say Alphonso Davies or maybe Manuel Neuer with the saves he was doing. But once Real Madrid went on this crazy comeback run, who becomes the man of the match? Mr. Misa says the ref.
I mean, low-key. Hey, low-key.
Daniel Joselu. I'm seeing a lot of Joselu shouts. And the thing is, ultimately, in a game where Real Madrid was struggling for clinicality, was struggling to finish, it was Joselu off the bench who got both goals for him. I think he is the rightful man of the match winner.
Honestly, masterclass in poaching. He was in the right spot at the right time in the box. When you had looked prior to him coming on, Madrid had no central guys. It was Bellingham behind Vini or behind Rodrigo out on the wings. There was rarely a Real Madrid player in the center of the box, but it ended up being Joselu in that position to get both goals. So, yeah, I think you should give it to Joselu for man of the match.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. Either him or the linesman. Second question. Did Bayern Munich bottle it? Is this a bottle job?
Nah.
Being up 1-0 away from home and then a boom comeback from Real Madrid. Is this a bottle job or no?
I would say it would have been a bottle job if this was Madrid's first time performing a comeback. But Madrid have had so many comebacks over the last 10 years. This is simply what they do. So Bayern Munich was just a victim to something that's typical nowadays. And I don't think you can count that as a bottle job.
Yeah.
This happens all the time. It doesn't matter if you're Bayern Munich or if you're Manchester City. If you're playing Real Madrid, more often than not, Madrid's going to get the best of you. So they played a great game, but I just don't think you can say you bottle it.
I'm with you. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm not calling this a bottle job. I think they maxed themselves out. This is the best that they could do. Ultimately, Real Madrid just did better. Let's go back to the super chats to see what the fans of the Give and Go are saying, guys. Thank you so much for your donations. Saltero's first full-time day on the Give and Go.
Yes,
This
sir.
money's gonna go straight into feeding us, man. Danny Duron says, Reynoso, I won't get on your ass like I said I would yesterday, but bro, my heart gonna stop with this fucking team. Congrats, Saltero, by the way.
Thank you, Danny.
Bro, if you were here for yesterday, I got mauled. I got mauled on the
sorry.
fucking
No,
stream.
I
dude.
know.
They came for my ass yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
But Saltero's not here, bro. They go crazy.
Yeah, I'm
they
sorry about
It
that.
gets nuts in the chat, bro. So that is exactly what he's talking about. But congratulations on your victory, my friend, and also congratulations to Saltero once again. Rishab Sharma says, Kane effect confirmed?
Again, I would say it would be if they didn't play Madrid. They didn't
I
play
know.
Madrid.
I know,
So
but
I won't do it.
It's
but
harsh.
Is he cursed? I mean, definitely, bro. He still hasn't won a trophy. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and especially the fact that they were up 1-0. Like, it was close. It was getting there. I thought the narrative was finally shifting. I thought maybe, just maybe, the curse had been removed. But no, he's cursed. He's cursed. And maybe next year finally goes away. But for now, Kane is a cursed man, and he is a victim of the black arts, the dark arts.
I'd honestly be cool if he wins one trophy his entire career, and it's the Euros with England. I'd be
That'd be
cool with
dope.
that.
That'd be
I'd be
dope.
fine with that.
Or like the Audi Cup in the summer exhibition games, MLS. Like the Audi Cup, Hyundai Cup. That'd be dope. Get that on his resume, man.
Good
Get
Lord,
something.
dude.
Get something, bro. I really do wonder when was the last time he won like a trophy. Like, was it like at the U17 level?
Right.
Like, did he win something with U17 England or whatever academy?
Kane
he
was
at?
ass when he was a teenager. He
Damn,
wasn't good, dude.
So he's never won anything.
There's no way.
He's never, good Lord,
Maybe when he was
man.
like 12, you know, like
maybe
youth.
That's what I'm saying. Or maybe
Yeah.
like on FIFA. Frank, Harry Kane is cursed. Gotta feel for that man. Yeah, that's basically what we just spoke about.
Yeah.
Gotta feel for him. I do wish to see him lift a trophy one day. The Euros would be amazing. Luis Melo says, here are $5 as a peace offering. Forgive me for debuting, you guys. Forgive me for debuting. You guys tell producer Rudd to stand down and not punch you guys. Luis Melo said yesterday that if Dortmund wins the Champions League final, producer Rudd should punch me and you. That's how physical it got. In the
I'm
chat
fine
yesterday.
with that.
And
I'll take a punch.
I'm not taking that.
I'll
shit,
take one
bro.
straight to the
Yeah,
gut.
so he's giving us a peace offering now. Offering right now for that.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
God. Dude.
Thank
Thank
you,
God.
Luis.
Mateo Pega says, "My beautiful Bayern, we were so close. Something to look forward to next season. I'll be supporting Royce, but Modric winning his last would be special as well." Dude, I just saw Modric winning another Champions League. Puts him at 6, bro.
Yeah.
6.
Same with Dani Carvajal, which is crazy. I think there's only been one Madrid player who's won 6 Champions League. That was like back in the 60s or something like that. So, and we can get to that too. What Real Madrid are doing over the last 10 years is something that only happens in sports like decades ago, but they've brought it to the modern game, and this will go down in history as like one of the greatest runs of all time.
Yeah.
Just in general,
Yeah.
in any sport at the highest level, Real Madrid are it, dude.
Yeah.
They are it.
That's true, man, because like you look at like 1960s football when like Liverpool went on like a crazy
Right.
one, or Manchester United, or Barcelona at one point. That's why these teams have so many trophies now in the modern era. But 2010 football, like today, Real Madrid doing that today.
They're doing it
in
today.
the toughest tournament, the most competitive tournament in world football. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's happened right before our eyes, and all we can do is succumb to it. We cannot deny it.
That's
That
all
is
you can
greatness.
do. And I will say it's a
Damn.
bit frustrating if you're trying to be objective or if you're not a Real Madrid fan, because what this essentially means, if you look at it just from a statistical point of view, is that the UEFA Champions League, the most competitive tournament in the world, is also the most predictable. And it's the most unfair if you think about it that way. Unfair, right, with quotations. And just because Madrid always get to the final and they never lose. It's over the last 10-year period, the UEFA Champions League is technically the least competitive because Madrid, more often than not, win it than any other team.
That's true, bro. If you would have guessed Real Madrid wins the Champions League every time for the last 12, 13 years,
Right.
you would be right like more than half.
More than half the time. Isn't that nuts?
That's crazy,
That's
man.
nuts. That
That's
doesn't happen in
crazy.
any
Yeah.
other sport. Doesn't
Yeah.
happen in the Prem. Doesn't happen even in La Liga,
Bundesliga's the
technically.
only one.
Bundesliga
Yeah,
might be the
Bundesliga's
only
the
one.
only one.
Juventus did do it for like 10 years under Antonio Conte. But yeah, the UEFA Champions League is now that, with Madrid getting to this
And
final.
if Mbappe joins, it's going to continue. It's
Oh,
going
God.
to
No,
continue.
don't tell
Yes,
me
it's
that.
going to continue, bro. Let's hop on board at this point.
no,
We're gonna
yeah.
deny this shit.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
hop
right.
on board.
No, you're right.
We got some more super chats. Let's check out what the folks are saying in the super chat section. We have Hus Jaber once again. Can the boys talk about Jude? his role last 2 games. And I mean, look at Vinny. He was abusing Kimmich. Brace off the bench on Bayern's head top. Hashtag Ala Madrid. We've talked about most of these things. Let's talk about Vinny on Kimmich, man. That was incredible.
My
That
God.
20-minute spell
Yeah.
where he just took him on every single time and beat him.
Yeah, that actually was crazy. I think it showed kind of the weak point of Kimmich's game. He doesn't have pace, right? So if you play a player tight and you play a player like Vini, then yeah, I think you're going to get beat multiple times. I was just frustrated for Vinicius because he could never find the next pass.
Yeah.
He burned him so many times, but it ended there. And I was very frustrated for Vinicius because these are the moments where if he wants to propel himself to Ballon d'Or status, he's got to score. He's got to get an assist. And he was still one of the best players on the pitch. I'm not criticizing his game. I'm just saying if he wants to go to a legendary status that Messi and Ronaldo hit, Vinicius has to show up on the score sheet.
Yeah, Mr. Champions League type
Yeah,
status, what you're
yeah,
saying, like how
yeah.
Ronaldo was.
He can get there. I
He's
do think he can get there.
He's right there because he shows up in these big games. But today I did feel his teammates let him down in the box when he was looking for the assist.
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
weren't there. They didn't open up for him. But ultimately, he was abusing Kimmich. You're absolutely right, Hus Jaber. Salim Husni says, he call us lucky. How come your teams don't do it? I don't know if we call them lucky at this point. Real Madrid lucky, is that what we're talking about? I don't think we ever call Real Madrid lucky, man. I'm going to be honest with you, my friend.
I will say, though, that Madrid, it's like a Madrid luck. And I'm going to go ahead and use that
get into
term.
that.
Yeah, because it's like the previous comment said. Madrid have a magic to them, a black magic, I guess, if you're against them, right? And this is just simply what they do. They figure it out. It might not be pretty. It might be because the other team makes a mistake and Madrid don't really deserve it, but they always figure it out. So in a way, that's kind of lucky, but it's not just like flipping a coin luck. I'm not saying that type of luck.
Yeah. Back to the super chats, please. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got in super chats, please. Get me back in. We have Rishab Sharma says Tuchel is the man of the match. Change my mind. I mean, how, bro?
I guess taking off the players, thus losing the game. Yeah.
I thought Tuchel was interesting, bro. He looked lost in those last 10 minutes. Like he couldn't do anything about what was happening to him on the pitch, and give him, bro. Like ultimately, he got fucked.
Yeah, it's
Tuchel got
a mind fuck going to the Bernabeu.
And this is how he ends his Bayern Munich tenure now, man. Like this, I think for a moment he really did think I'm about to pull off one of the greatest results in German club football, and then it just got stripped away from him. Like that, bro. Fernando Ramirez, get ready, boys. Y'all will have to praise Madrid more and more next season. We will have more chemistry with the youngsters, plus Mbappe and Davies.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Man, yeah.
And this is what I had kind of assumed would happen this year, because last year was the beginning of this next generation for Real Madrid, the phasing out of older players. This year was that sophomore season. Now next year, everyone's going to have chemistry, and then if they add world-class players like they're planning to in the summer, it's going to be over. Madrid's going to be just as good and definitely better.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's going to be a terrifying sight to see, but also I'm excited to see how good that team can be. Will it become one of the greatest teams of all time with a guy like Davies, with a guy like Mbappe at the helm? Will they rise to an even more elite status, equaling the Ronaldo teams that we saw? Those. Will they get to that level? Because right now I don't think they're there, but they're obviously good enough to win the Champions League. So I'm interested to see just how high of a ceiling can they reach with all these amazing players. Danny Duron says, Neuer folded soon as Kane could win a trophy. Y'all gotta let me be first fan on the pod. Joselu turned into Rodrigo versus Man City. That's true. The way Joselu came off the bench, provided that energy, and got 2 back-to-back goals. You're absolutely right. And then Neuer folding as soon as Kane could win a trophy. That's funny.
That's really funny.
That's
joke
that
of the
luck
day
factor.
so far.
Joke of the day. And y'all gotta let me be the first fan on the pod. We've never had a fan on the pod.
Had a fan on the pod.
I've never had a fan on the pod.
We'll have to brief him. You can. Well, let's only let Atleti fans.
Atleti fans. Deluded fans, bro. Delusional fans only, man. No logic allowed. Varun Raja says, congrats, Saltero. Glad to see y'all taking off. Been here since 1.5 subscribers, man. Hot take. They should allow extra time in first leg ties too, to allow an advantage to get a lead at home.
That's
How the hell do you play that out then, man?
That's actually interesting, because the idea is the second leg team definitely gets the advantage because they get extra time.
Yeah.
They get extra minutes.
How do you make that equal?
How do you make that equal? Honestly, fair point. I don't know how else you do it. This seems very anti-football to do extra time in the first leg, but I definitely get the sentiment here.
Yeah.
Maybe, no, but like that's why away goals were put into place to try and equalize it.
What about getting extra subs? Like the away team gets 2 more subs than the other one. Than the,
Right. Okay.
you know,
Try
so
somehow
freshness
find.
matters a lot. I could see that being a factor.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there's not much else you can do. Maybe get like half the fans to leave the stadium. Get them to leave the stadium, so at least like less support is there for the home team.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a way to fix this one, man.
For real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you do penalties in the first leg, but you don't win the tie. You just get like an extra half point.
Yeah.
And then the second leg, you do penalties, and if you win 2 penalty shootouts, you go through. I don't know, dude.
That'd be dope.
I don't
Guys,
know.
make sure to like the stream. Saltero's first full-time day with the Give and Go. He quit his job today.
Today.
Likes in the stream.
This is
W's in the
it.
chat. I'm going to remind you guys every 15 minutes, like the stream. What else do we have? Adolfo says, congrats, Saltero. What a game. Please buy a Real Madrid shirt. Ala Madrid. I will say, this year's Real Madrid kit might be one of their best.
It's my favorite one they've ever had.
Damn,
that
son.
gold trim, even though it's just a very subtle change because it's usually like black.
Yeah.
That gold trim, so pretty.
Yeah, man.
So royal.
I think it's beautiful. And especially, I would love to have the long sleeve version of it, bro. It's gorgeous, man. It's gorgeous. I really think it's one of the best kits this year for sure. W's in the chat. Stella Hadid says, I love El Pulpo. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate the support. Lots of content coming now that Saltero is all mine.
Yeah. We got a lot coming for y'all, so get
A lot
ready.
of content coming out. Rishab Sharma says, Ancelotti's thanking for subs. You are marking our 3 attackers. Here are 2 more with fresh legs. Modric.
Modric, yeah. Modric is such a good sub to have if you're a Real Madrid fan because he still has the class, just doesn't have the legs, that's fine. But you get 20 beautiful minutes from one of the best passers in the modern game. That's enormous to have if you're Real Madrid.
Yeah, I see him as like a dessert. Like, you know, once you're done eating, you get a beautifully refined dessert that just flows into your tummy comfortably, and you enjoy watching it. But one day, you know, you got to stop eating that dessert, right? And that day's coming soon.
It's coming
soon. But for now, you can enjoy it, and it's a beautiful experience. Parth Narula says, as a Chelsea fan, seeing Tuchel lose is so sad. I'd be happy if I were you.
He might be going back to England, too.
Yeah, he might be going back to the Premier League. And honestly, he got you guys a Champions League trophy. So it is what it is. But ultimately, man, the fact he got Bayern this far into the Champions League is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
He might have like a Champions League type of magic to him, I would say.
I would say you can
at least knockout tournament-wise.
Yeah.
But, just couldn't do it today. Joel Martinez with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Joel Alvarado says, rip Dortmund a la Madrid. I want to get to that.
It's going to be a fun final.
Let's get to that.
It's going to be a fun final.
Let's get to that. John Volavoint says, man, we're built different. How can you explain this Madrid magic? Luck? My balls, dude. Madrid fans talking their shit as they rightfully should.
I
really do think, bro, if you're a Madrid fan, you're living a nice, comfy life. Even if these games get stressful, even if your backs are pushed up against the wall, to come out winners the way they have, man, it must be a truly nice lifestyle. One that I'll never know. I'll never know it, bro. I'll never know it. Frank says, I truly believe this could have been an El Clasico final if Barca didn't get robbed. I will be cheering my heart out for Dortmund. Visca Barca.
That's such a good point
That's a
because
great point.
I think Barcelona definitely would have had an absolute shout to get to this year's final.
Yeah.
They were playing really good football. They were in the best form of their season going into the spring format right now. So, yeah, it's pretty frustrating that you lost against PSG.
I spoke about it yesterday because they asked me would Barca perform better against Dortmund than PSG did. I think they might have.
I think they would
I think their
have.
defense would have been much better than PSG's. I wonder in the attack sector how they would have performed.
I wonder because
But-
Dortmund also surprised everybody, I think, by locking down defensively.
yeah.
They were so poor against Atletico defensively, but they completely shaped that up completely.
But yeah, once again, we got not robbed, but there was that chance of maybe getting Barcelona, Real Madrid in the final, and Barca were the ones that ultimately fucked it.
It just
with that
never
Araujo red card.
happens.
It never happens.
It
bro.
never happens.
It never
Something
happens.
crazy ends up happening to either of the teams,
Yeah.
and it just, we cannot get an El Clasico Champions League final. We
God,
just can't
dude,
get
I
it.
want that, man. That'd be so fun.
That would
Like,
be so
the build-up,
fun,
The build-up would
man.
be so fun. Just 3-4 weeks of hearing Barca versus Real Madrid in the Champions League final at fucking Wembley, man.
Yeah.
It would have been a moment, man.
Yeah, it would be like when River Plate played Boca.
Yeah.
Like, we finally got that final in the modern era. We're still waiting for that Barcelona Real Madrid final.
Yeah. God. Hero Dotus says Madrid dominated in possession 57%. Dominated in shot attempts 19 shots to 8. This was not luck. It was inevitable. A la Madrid. Which also brings up a really interesting point to me. The way that Madrid dominated Bayern Munich at home today. He brought up stats and numbers. If you remember the numbers and stats from the Man City Real Madrid second leg where it was at the Bernabeu, it was actually in favor of Manchester City.
Right.
So they're speaking about them being deserving of the result. I just want to point out that Manchester City was also deserving of a result because they had the better possession, the better shots throughout that second leg performance. That's all I'm going to say.
No, and
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's really interesting too because Madrid beat Manchester City by beating them on the break. It was in transition. They absorbed a lot of pressure and then broke out. That's how Bayern Munich got their goal today. They let Madrid have a lot of the ball, or not, maybe not let might be a strong word here, but Madrid had a lot of possession. They had a lot of chances, but it was on the break, quick in transition, that gave Bayern Munich a lead. So it's kind of funny that there's just two different ways to
the
play,
styles,
but
man.
either one, honestly, it can go either way.
Works, yeah.
It can go either way.
Either way. You're absolutely right, man. That's a dope analysis there.
Yeah.
Joel Martinez says, don't want to sign Davies anymore. You sure about that, bro?
Nah, he'd be so good at
I would-
Madrid,
yeah,
man. He'd
yeah.
be perfect for that
Yeah,
team.
I really love that goal personally. I thought it was such a dope goal because just the way he cut in, the power on the shot, CONCACAF's finest doing it, such a big stage to do it on. We've seen him do it before when he murdered Barcelona in that, 7-0, 8-0 fucking result in the Champions League.
yeah.
Like, he is capable of these big moments. It perfectly, I think, fits into the Real Madrid DNA. Alphonso Davies.
What's interesting, though, is that if he does go to Real Madrid, what happens to Mendy? Or does Davies become an auxiliary left winger? But how do you do that if you have a front three of Mbappe, Vinicius, maybe Rodrigo, Bellingham?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think adding Davies would do something to the rotation. Maybe Mendy and Davies duke it out for that left back position. But my God, would you be stacked if Davies comes to Real Madrid?
Dude, it'd be ridiculously stacked.
It'd be
I do think
ridiculous.
Mendy's role does get reduced for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta put Davies in. I think he fits in perfectly, and this combo of Carvajal Davies would be relentless to face against. Hus Jaber says, hot take, Tuchel botched job of coaching. #bum. For folks who don't remember, Hus Jaber is a passionate Real Madrid fan, so it makes sense that my boy is shitting on Thomas Tuchel right now in this moment. Joaquin Tinoco, our boy Joaquin, he says, yo, congrats Saltero. I guess now Reynoso had to go get more funds to feed producer Rudd and Saltero. Whether we win or not, I'm very excited to see Dortmund play Madrid. Let's do it for Royce. So yes, first off, feeding producer Rudd. Now Rudd's gonna eat a little bit more. He's gonna have some scraps on the fucking table because now my boy Saltero, he likes his steaks. He likes his expensive steaks, right? So we gotta use
Some
the super
IPAs.
chats. We gotta get these super
Let's get
chats.
some cocktails going.
We gotta get
too.
some cocktails going. He likes that fine dining, all right? So that's for sure. But beyond that, Royce and his storyline with Dortmund, I think, is a beautiful one. I commented on it yesterday. I'd love to hear what you think about Marco Royce going up in the same stadium that he once lost in 11 years ago against Bayern Munich. This time around, Real Madrid, same stadium, same team, Wembley Stadium, Borussia Dortmund, Marco Royce, the return of the prince. Does he come out a king?
What a narrative. That's actually beautiful, especially considering that he really is towards the end of his career. The fact that he gets the chance to even maybe make this happen, ridiculous. But I said it before, and I'll say it again, it sucks that he's playing Real Madrid. It sucks. If you're anybody and you're playing Real Madrid in a knockout stage game, just don't get your hopes up. But we'll get into it later when we get into the analysis. You can be excited to cheer on Dortmund. You can be very excited.
Yeah, and I want to get to that question. I want to finish these super chats so I can get to the big question and see what the people in the chat think, because that matchup is going to be incredible. Rishabh Sharma says, putting out what someone said, and I fact-checked, Kroos hasn't lost a single game against Bayern since he came to Madrid.
Good Lord.
Congrats, Altero.
Hey, thank you, Rishad.
But that's crazy. I wonder what's the total amount of games that Kroos has played against Bayern. But still, regardless, to have that record against one single team, he owns them.
Honestly,
Kroos owns Bayern.
Honestly, amongst the entire starting 11 of Madrid, there's probably some crazy winning streaks that they all have against some sort of team. And it's just crazy that, like, that's the team that Madrid have. Winners. Just pure, raw winners. And now they're in the final.
That's facts.
Again.
That's facts. Hus J. Bruce says, Soltero engineering sucks anyways. Congrats, Brody. Congrats. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Hus.
Danny Duran says, Jude cries his heart out beating Dortmund. Bro, that's great. I'm like seeing like the image of like Jude with the sword and just like Dortmund on the floor and he just fucking slashes their
Traitor.
necks, you know?
Betrayal.
Is that betrayal or is that just, evolving, growing as a person,
Shit,
That's his past.
man.
That's where he grew as a player.
Yeah.
But ultimately he did leave them to go to the great franchise, the great club of Real Madrid. Parth Narula says, lost bets today, period. Never going to go against Real.
You can't. You just can't go against them. You can hope to, but realistically, it's so tough to.
Yeah, I think I learned that pretty much like 2 weeks ago when they won the penalty shootout against Manchester City. I think that's when it really settled in for me, man. Because last year I was getting all excited, but yeah, that's where I'm right there with you, Parth. Right there with you. Joel Martinez, this can only be used to buy a Madrid jersey, gives us $2. Bro,
I'm down for that.
Those things cost $150, bro. Are we sure? I'm going to need a little bit more there, Joel. No, but for real, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Thank you so much. Guys, here comes the biggest question of the stream. Who wins the final between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund at Wembley Stadium? The poll is going to go up in a second, but please let me know your thoughts. And don't just pick a team, but also give me a little sentence as to why you think that team will win. I want to hear y'all's analysis, and I will be reading your comments because this matchup is a crazy one to think of, being that Real Madrid is always here, but Dortmund, specifically Dortmund, is on a magical Cinderella-like run that could end with absolute history if they pull off the incredible here, guys. So who do you guys think will win, Borussia Dortmund or Real Madrid? Soltero, as of right now, the matchup is still what? I think it's the June 1st when they play.
Like almost a month
it's a while away.
It's crazy
I
how
do
far it is.
Yeah, I want to do a proper preview a couple days leading into it.
We
So
will, yeah.
as of this moment, who are you going with?
I think I'm going to go Real Madrid, right? The royalty, just winning it once again over the last 10 years. What would be the sixth time or something like that? Some ridiculous number. I'm going Real Madrid, but Dortmund are very, very interesting, especially if you consider the fact that they are in the best form of the season by far. And I'll even go as far to say they just put in their two best performances of the season against PSG. And I don't think any of those performances was luck. I think it was all planned. Edin Terzic completely set out his men for victory, and they executed it to perfection. Adeyemi had the best performances of his season. Jadon Sancho has had the best performances of his season. Niklas Füllkrug is finishing ridiculously. That beautiful header he had against Atletico Madrid, that insane two-touch finish that he had against PSG in the first leg. Everyone is in form for Borussia Dortmund. You consider the narrative of Marco Reus. You have the creativity, the unparalleled midfield creativity of Julian Brandt. I think if you're Real Madrid, you have to be wary of the offensive weapons that Borussia Dortmund possess, especially considering the form that they are in right now. I think this is going to be a banger of a final. I just cannot go against the legacy and royalty of Real Madrid. This was the same question when Liverpool played Real Madrid. Liverpool were having the better season. They were the better team. They were on top of the world, and they still lost. I think it's very difficult to beat Real Madrid in a Champions League final. I cannot wait, though. My heart's going to be going for Dortmund. What a story that would be if they could lift a trophy after all the players that they've had over the last decade. But I'm going to say Real Madrid win it.
Wow. Wow, man. God damn. I can't pick.
Oh,
It's too early for me. I'm actually going to hold off on picking a fucking team. Let me see what I feel like after I put pen to paper and write a 5-letter apology to Dortmund. Okay. Let me see what I feel like when I hear the argument for Dortmund or hear the argument for Real Madrid. We're 3-4 weeks out? I'm not going to make my prediction yet. You'll have to look out for that in the days leading up to the game because as of this moment, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue. I'm with you. My heart says Dortmund, but my mind says Real Madrid. Which one do I go with, bro? Which one do I go with? I got to sleep with this at night. I got to ask myself some questions. I got to look myself in the mirror and speak in German and in Spanish to see what team do I fucking go for. I can't make my pick yet. I just can't. But I do know that the chat has made their selections. Let's look at the poll. Who wins the final? 243 votes. 34% Dortmund, 66% Real Madrid. So basically a third going Dortmund, 2/3 going Real Madrid. That seems about right, given the way I know this chat thinks, right? We have some super chats here explaining their predictions. So why don't we go look at them real quick? We have, here we go. We have B Varts who says Madrid's winning. There is no other way.
There's no other way.
It could be true.
Yeah.
It could be true. It's like a prophecy.
Yeah.
It happens. It just resets and happens every year. Yeah. Recluse says, heart says Dortmund. Mine says Real Madrid. I could not be more on board with you, bro. 100%. I'm with you on that. El Rey Velez says, congratulations, Saltero. I want Royce to ride off into the fucking sunset with the Champions League trophy in his last game for Dortmund. I want that too. I know we all want that.
We all want it.
We all want it, bro. So why can't we have it, man? Why can't I have that?
Yeah, you can. And I think Terzic is going to do the best job that he can to make it happen. I'm just saying it sucks they're against Madrid. You know what's crazy? Is that if Bayern Munich had won today, I would actually back Dortmund to win the final.
Yeah, yeah. I would be right there with you on that one. For sure.
Unfortunately, it's Madrid in the final, so I can't do that. I'm
really scared, though, because of what the implications of my prediction. If I go Dortmund, bro, and this is the game they lose.
Oh shit! Yeah, I
can't step foot in Dortmund, bro. I can't step foot in Germany, man.
Okay.
The fear, the implications is actually very triggering for me.
What do we do? What do we do about this?
I don't know. I don't know how we flip this. Bro.
Damn it!
Might need a marketing masterclass to flip this one around, bro. Because the Dortmund fans know how I've spoken about their team, and the moment I go for them, they lose. It would not be a good sign. For the pod or for myself. Danny Dudon says, "Bro, come on. What did I say yesterday? Madrid's number 7 double Vinny double versus the yellow wall. One day as a fan base, I hope to help fund a UEFA Champions League final video, but with y'all in the crowd."
Damn, that'd be dope. It is a dream of mine to go to a UEFA Champions League final. Honestly, even group stage game. Hell, I'll go to a qualifying round game. I do not care. I just want to go see a Champions League game.
Man, Danny, thank you so much, man. Those European nights are something else, and that comment meant a lot, man. For real, thank you, bro. Rishab Sharma says, crazy take. Madrid wins because Valverde's 15th jersey. Oh, so a little parallel between Madrid winning their 15th jersey and Valverde donning the number 15.
Right.
Sure.
I like it.
That's a story there.
Honestly,
there's stories and everything.
Anything voodoo-wise, I think will always go in Madrid's favor. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Edward Flores. I love that first name, my friend. That's my first name as well. Ronaldo in Lisbon. Bale in Wales. Bellingham in London.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
That happened?
Bro. I guess so.
Ronaldo in Lisbon, Bale in Wales. Bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The team is too varied and too historic amongst the players that they have culturally that you can make some crazy statements like this and it will work.
I know, bro.
It will work.
God damn it, man. God damn it.
It's nuts.
God damn it. Man, it's so hard to
only Real Madrid.
Only Real Madrid. Parth Narula says, hoping for for Borussia Dortmund, last bet of my life against Real.
Okay. All right.
Fair enough. A lot of people
Every gambler has said that.
Every gambler
has said that
at
once.
At one point. Hus Jaber says, Madrid 1-0. It will be a war. Ultimately, I do feel for Royce, though. This is like a girl choosing between a 6-foot tall guy she thinks is attractive or a 5'6" guy with amazing personality.
But we all know. All right, this is joke of the day. Well done, Hus. That's fucking hilarious, man.
Fucking facts, man. That's fucking facts, dude. And Real Madrid is a 6-foot guy.
Oh yeah.
Real Madrid is a 6-foot guy who's gonna end up pulling her.
And we all know that.
But imagine the story.
You can hold out hope.
Imagine the story, the narrative of 5'6" guy pulling a baddie, bro. A fucking baddie.
Hey, sometimes it does happen.
And sometimes it does happen. That's the thing. Sometimes they got really good game.
Right.
Sometimes they know how to spit, and they got good words and shit.
Yeah.
They can flirt their way through it. It's possible, bro. I'm not saying it's not. But god damn it, is it
God
easier for
damn
one
it.
side.
Mm.
It is easier for one fucking side, guys. People are wasting time complaining about offside or not, bro. The only reason Bayern lost was Tuchel subbed off Sane, Kane. I almost said Kane.
Sané, Kane, and Mane.
Musiala, likewise, so questioning the subs that Tuchel made. We mentioned that earlier in the stream. Guys, what an incredible stream it has been. We had a wonderful time. W's in the chat because today Saltero quit his full-time job to go full-time on the Give and Go. This is the start of a new era for the channel. New era. And I cannot wait for all the content that we're going to create alongside these active, passionate fans of the channel and of the sport, man. So what a great stream this has been. We're going to have one more, right, for the Champions League final.
Oh, yeah.
Champions League final stream. But you'll see our preview and predictions video coming out very, very soon. But for now, guys, sleep on your predictions. Think about it. I really do think it's very close between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. Think about the team that's going to win this and let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, you got anything you want to sign off with?
No, I think that's it. I'm just incredibly excited to go full time on this show. We've built a beautiful family, and I just want to keep it growing, man. I just want to talk footy, and let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you next time for another live stream. Peace, boys.
Guys, down below in the comments, let us know which manager at the Copa America is going into the tournament with the hottest possible seat. We got 3 selections each for y'all in this video. We're going to go through those in order. Again, y'all let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you like videos about the Copa America, make sure you hit subscribe. I got 2 kind of more average takes and then a hot one at the end. I'm going to go with the coach who, in my opinion, has the hottest seat at the Copa America. And that's Jimmy Lozano of Mexico.
Yeah. All right.
Seeing your top 3?
Yeah. He was going to be my number 1. I want to pose a question to you. What is the most that he would be capable of doing and still lose his job? What is the highest that he could achieve and still lose his job?
Comments, let us know. I think if he gets grouped at this Copa America, I think the pressure is insane. I think it's already insane. And the guy hasn't even been here that long. Dude, he's got 9 games with Mexico. He's got 3 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. That record's pretty cheeks. And it is extremely possible that by the time the Copa America rolls around, he's got 5 or 6 losses. We still got, I want to say, Brazil and Uruguay as friendlies before the Copa America, and Bolivia, which could be a draw. Like, the man could have 5 losses, a losing record going into the tournament.
Yeah.
He's got draws against Uzbekistan, who I rate very highly, and a draw against Australia. He got bodied by Honduras. Literally, we squeaked into the Copa America. Let's not forget that. It's been a while, so I think the waters have calmed. Mexico squeaked into the tournament. Everybody was clowning Canada for losing to Jamaica. We were 30 seconds away from being in the same position to Honduras. At least Jamaica got, on paper, a stacked team. I don't know what type of hope he gives the fan base long term. I don't know what his best performance is. It's probably beating Panama 3-0, where he just sat back and gave them possession. Or the 2-2 Germany game, which I'm going to, as time goes by, I just look at it more and more of a fluke. I don't know. I think the seat's already warm, too. I think going into the tournament, he's got the hottest by far. And I don't think he's got a long leash here. I think he's clearly the hottest seat, actually, by a mile at the Copa.
No, it's not close. What happens if he runs into Argentina in the knockout and they trounce him? Like, if Mexico runs into Argentina and we beat you guys, let's just go back another 7-1. 90%, 80% possession by Argentina. A
He's
Mexico
sacked.
red card. You think so?
In my opinion, he is sacked. Yeah. I mean, there's already like a historical precedent for that. I mean,
Yeah.
Diego Coca got thrashed by the U.S. 3-0, and they sacked him immediately.
Yeah.
Juan Carlos Osorio survived the Chile 7-0, but barely. And that was because Mexico was in good form going into the tournament. I mean, I was never more confident about a Mexican side at a tournament. Well, maybe 2014 World Cup, but either 2014 World Cup or 2016 Copa for very different reasons. 14 was vibes because Herrera was there, and I was like, oh my God, he's just a character. 16 was actually like form. We were actually like beating good teams. We had a good team, and we got crushed. He survived, but his reputation is not. I don't think he's even looked back fondly as a good coach. Lozano, he's already used up his health potions, bro.
Yeah.
His Olympic bronze medal health potion is gone. The gold cup, gone. He's got no health left, and he's... You know when you're going through the gym battle and you got to, like, beat some of the minions first?
Literally, yes.
So he's gotten past those mofos. He got past the bodyguards. He still got Brock, and he got no health potions.
He got Brock.
And you got a fire-type Pokemon going up against Onyx.
You rough. You in a rough position. Yeah, you picked Charizard as the starter.
And you at the Rock Gym, bro.
You at the Rock Gym. This is brutal. Brutal. I'm actually on my Hoenn playthrough right now, Gen 3. Shout out to those of you that know. And I just bodied. I think I'm on the 5th gym right now. But I just took Swampert all the way through the fire gym. I didn't swap. Mud shot, water gun. Mud shot, water gun. One shot, one shot, one shot. It was insane. That's what you got to do.
That is what you got to do, but we're the ones that might get one-shotted at the Copa America. And
correct.
The FMF, they're trigger happy, like you said. They will accept zero accountability. They will blame the coach 100%, and he'll be gone.
Do you think
and
that would be
final point?
Yeah.
Just last point. There's only one game at this Copa America in which Mexico is also the underdog. It's the Ecuador game. We're not the underdogs against Venezuela. Don't talk to me about form and CONMEBOL qualifying. Mexico is not the underdog. At worst case, it is even. And then don't tell me Mexico's the underdog against Jamaica. We're the favorite in both of those games. So to not advance would be very, very bad, and he loses his job for sure.
Yeah.
What's your question?
What do you think happens after he gets sacked? Should that happen? Would that be good for you guys? What are options outside of that? Because I've got a scenario in mind. I think that should he leave and should Felix Sanchez lose his job, I think that potentially that could be a decent sub.
Felix, your number 2?
Yeah. Not a lot, to be completely honest. In my opinion, if Ecuador underperforms, I think it's the coach's fault completely. So should something happen there, I think he's out.
He's my number 2 as well, Felix Sanchez. I don't think this is our opinion.
I
think
really
he's factually top 3 hottest seats.
I really thought you were going to clown me for that. I really thought you were going to clown me for that. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I feel significantly better. But genuinely, like let's think about this. Felix Sanchez, when he was with Qatar, that's a money job, right? It's a money job. They do pretty well, right? They win an Asian Cup with him.
Yeah, boy. 2019. Come on now. Read those history books.
I'm just verifying here. I'm not the AFC guy.
Okay.
But Felix Sanchez wins the Asian Cup, then he goes to the World Cup, gets absolutely bodied, right? Shows up, Ecuador fumble the bag, letting Gareca slip through their fingers like sand. We'll never forgive them for that. Felix Sanchez comes in, doing pretty all right, but we need a result here. I think if they lose to the quarters, I think potentially we're looking at a Felix Sanchez exit. But I do think he would be a big enough name and qualified enough to take the Mexico job.
I'm going to say we should bookmark who the successor to Lozano is because for this video it's not relevant. But
okay.
I do not think Mexico would hire Felix Sanchez. I think they would look at Liga MX in that case. But in the case of Felix Sanchez, I do agree that he is on the hot seat right now. For me, the only way for Sanchez to lose his job, though, would be the group stage. I think if he makes the quarterfinals, and as long as it's not a thrashing against Chile or Canada, I think he makes it. but then his seat is flaming for the qualifiers. Like,
Yeah.
it would be to the point where if they get grouped, Ecuador, and they go to and lose their next 2 World Cup qualifiers, he could be sacked after those 2 games. Like, that's where I think we are more with Felix Sanchez.
If you're saying this message, that means that you clicked on a video from our Copa America series. And if you're a fan of the Copa America and you do not want to miss the daily uploads dropping here on Deadball TV, make sure you hit subscribe.
I don't know.
I'm
In my opinion, if I was running the Ecuadorian FA, I know that they really don't have many options, right? The reason they didn't get Gareca was financial constraints. I think that if I did have the money, dude would be out immediately if we lose in the quarters. If Ecuador lose in the quarters, I mean, this is a semifinal team minimum.
even on penalties. I don't know. Chile beats them on
Penalties are
pens. I
tough.
feel like you can't get rid of him in that case. Noe Stupinian too. I mean, they pick up one more injury, Enner goes down, or Sarmiento, Kendry Pies. They're literally one injury away in the midfield or the attack from, like, this team might be dead wood offensively. They're borderline that already.
Yeah.
I think he would survive a penalty shootout loss. He's got to get beat 2-0 by Canada or 2-0 by Chile, I think. Or get grouped. If he gets grouped, that's inexcusable.
Yes.
I don't care who's out. I don't care if Pacho's injured. I don't care if Encampié is injured. You cannot be grouped in this Copa America.
You cannot. Unforgivable.
And I'm trying to think of, like, other teams that are in a similar caliber to Ecuador. And I was trying to go through the managers, like Bielsa. Even if Uruguay gets grouped, I don't think he gets sacked. I don't think his seat would be, well, it would be hot. It would be hot, but I think he's been so good in qualifying, it would protect him. Like, going back to the health potion thing, like, Lozano's used his. I think Bielsa still got his. So he might have to use a revive or a max potion if they get grouped, but he would survive. Felix Sanchez, already like 60 to 70% of the fan base doesn't even like him. He doesn't even have, like, the streets on his side, you know? I think there'd be riots in Quito.
He's lost the streets.
He has lost the streets. It's a very boring style of football. Now, his record is good, and I would keep Felix Sanchez if they got knocked out in the quarters. I would keep him, but I could also see the Federation panicking. They're in 5th right now for World Cup qualifying. They could panic and be like, we got to get rid of him. It's not guaranteed, but I think the seat is hot. And no way Venezuela, if they get grouped, no way they sack Batista, because he's made them as good as they've been in 15 years.
Yes. Yeah.
He's completely safe.
They owe everything to him right now.
So we have the same number 1, the same number 2. Guys, if we have different selections as you guys, of course, drop it in the comments. My number 3 is hot. It's hot.
Like a hot take.
I'm getting meta here. I'm going to
Okay.
lose 50% of our viewers as soon as I say his name.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, you ready for this? Thomas Christiansen with Panama.
Okay.
Let me make my case. Let me make the case. I've talked about it already. I think Christensen in Panama, I think he's maxed this team out. Okay? He's gotten 4th place at consecutive Nations Leagues. He gets the odd victory here and there against the better teams. But this Panama side, I don't know what more can be done. And so I think Panama, who have a big ask with Uruguay and the U.S. in the group stage, they'll likely get 3 points, but even that's not guaranteed and go out in the group stage. And I think after this point, there's a slight chance that Christensen and Panama could mutually be like, I cannot do anything else here. And they might just agree to step away. I think it's very unlikely, because I think he's done a phenomenal job with Panama. I mean, if he qualified for the 2022 World Cup, I would say his record is pretty flawless, actually, as Panama manager. But I think they'll both look at it and be like, we're not going up, we're not going down. The Costa Ricans are feeling good. Honduras is making moves. Jamaica is being Jamaica. We might need to just go in a different direction. And I would expect Christensen to take an upgrade at that point as well. I would expect him to get a better job. But I think it'd be a come to Jesus, like, okay, I really, really can't do anything more with Panama, especially if they eat like 4 goals in one game, like they've been known to do. I think it'll be like a Pochettino leaving Spurs, like he's our guy, but he just ain't gonna win, you know?
Yeah.
I could see something like that. Again, very unlikely, but there's not a lot of hot seats at this Copa America, in my opinion.
No. There's not too many. I've got one more that is, it's not hot. I would say it's warm. It's a little warm.
Okay.
And then I've got one that I wish was hot. I've got one that if in Connor's perfect world it would be hot, right?
Okay. I think I know exactly what that's going to be.
I
but give me a third.
think we all do. But my third is going to be Brazil. And I don't think it's very hot. Because Junior has only 2 matches in charge. They were really good results. Really good results. Gone over to Europe, done really well, but they're friendlies. That being said, if Brazil loses to, shall we say, the United States, if we do get that legendary, Berhalter era win over them, I think that he's got a provisional, I think that is his last health potion. And then he's going into the next 2 windows for World Cup qualification. Hot, sweating.
Yeah, he's in the sauna.
If you exit quarterfinals, if Brazil does not make it to his semis, the fuse is lit. The fuse is lit, and you're on damage control at this point.
Yeah. No, I love that. I originally had Cunyor second.
Okay.
And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, what would need to happen for him to get sacked? I think group stage, genuinely, they pull the plug immediately.
Yeah.
I think if Paraguay knock him out, he's
You
done.
have to. You have to.
Just like that.
Which I would too, frankly.
Oh, and it's the nature of the Brazil job. It's not because he's a trash manager. The guy just won the Libertadores, I want to say, last year.
Yeah.
So he's not trash. I don't know how elite he is. I don't watch enough South American club football, unfortunately, to speak on that. But you're managing Brazil. You don't get a lot of health potions.
No.
You get 1 max. Like, if he bounced out in the quarters to the U.S., chat, let us know. What's the probability he would be sacked after losing to the U.S. in the quarterfinals? It gotta be like 60%? Am I tripping for that? It's more likely he gets sacked than stays if the U.S. beats Brazil in the Copa America?
I think it might depend on the manner of victory. No, actually, you know what? No. Because if the USA beats you in pens, ain't nobody going to forgive you for that.
No, if you couldn't beat the U.S. in 120 minutes,
Yeah.
Brazil.
You're Brazil. Let's remember who you are. And I think that's what they want. They want a return to who they are. Because at least when they were losing 7-1 to Germany, falling out in different World Cups, they're still Brazil. They're dangerous. When they lost in 2022, it took a miracle job from Croatia to do that. You have to be Brazil. You have to own up to that personality. If you're not representing the brand, if you're not reminding these guys who they are and the historical pedigree that you have and playing like that, then I'm so sorry, but you're not cut out for it. You're not cut out for it, and they have to appease the fans and, frankly, do homage to their illustrious 5 stars by cutting the fat, regardless.
Agreed.
It's cutthroat. It's cutthroat.
You cannot be Brazil and lose to a CONCACAF team,
No.
regardless of context. And is that fair? No, but the world ain't fair. Like, Brazil and Ecuador are not built the same, and expectations are different. Does it make sense that the expectations on the Mexican manager are the same level, if not higher, than the U.S. manager? No, it doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't be the case. That's how it is. Comes with the job. You get paid well, and the media hates you, and it's going to be the worst period of your entire life. Comes with the job. So I do think Dorival, if he's not top 3, he's 4.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, he's got to
No
be
shot.
top 3. I don't know. Nobody else has the expectations of the pressure like that, you know?
I just threw Christensen above him because Christensen's been there for 4 years now.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we've seen him fall short.
Correct. Well, yeah, that's the thing with a lot of these other managers is they're brand new in, and those clubs don't, or these clubs, those footballing associations, these FAs don't have the expectations that Brazil has. They don't. I'm sorry, but Uruguay is not nearly as cutthroat as the other guys, and Bielsa hasn't been there long enough to earn that hot of a seat.
Exactly.
I think Uruguay, you know, the argument for them is that they had a couple of great fixtures before, decent, even though they lost to, oh my goodness, who was it?
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, thank you. You lose to Ivory Coast, but that's not going to get you hot, not in a friendly. No.
Not at all.
No,
No.
in World Cup qualification, they're full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. They're fantastic. So, it's not hot. It's not hot.
No. And we've seen Uruguay. I also try to take into consideration like how the federations operate. Uruguay had Tavares for a long time, and there were several tournaments where he did very, very well, literally winning a Copa America, and other tournaments where he didn't do as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say he, you know, his seat was freezing cold like the Lich King the entire time, but he lasted a long time. And so
Yeah.
there's no way Uruguay is going to be so reactive that they would sack Bielsa
No.
if they lost in the quarterfinals. Like, I just...
No. And on top of that, Bielsa's like a project guy. You got to
Exactly.
give him the
They
reins
know what
for,
they
like,
signed up for.
Exactly. You give Bielsa the reins for 5 years, and he's gonna get your young guys firing, as well as the older guys. You know, he's got to get his development settled in. Like, I think one of the biggest stories that I saw was that he brought up a guy from the junior soccer league, from the amateur
Yeah.
league.
Semi-pro.
Yeah, semi-pro. Awesome. Cool. If anybody's gonna do it, I trust him. I trust him and like Pep Guardiola to be like, this kid's got something.
I'm going to throw something at you. Fossati with Peru. You think his seat is hot? I think Fossati and I think Halmgrensen with Jamaica are interesting to discuss, at the very least.
I think that Fossati's seat is hot when they find an alternative, because Peru is without options. They're without ideas. They don't know what to do. Who are they going to replace him with? Who is Peru going to bring in to replace Fossati? Like, there are no other options there. Nobody really wants that job, you know? So I don't think it's really hot because they don't have any alternatives. They're stuck with him.
I agree. I think it could be pretty warm if they take 0.
Yeah, if
They
take
lose to
0.
Canada.
If they take 0, it's definitely up for discussion, and, you know, the board or whoever, the president, will be looking for other options. But frankly, if I'm being completely transparent, they should be looking for other options already. It should be being discussed right now.
I'm thinking of some other teams just to nominate really, really quick. Paraguay. I don't think the manager's under any pressure at all because I don't think they're expected.
No.
Gustavo Alfaro with Costa Rica. I think he's chilling. Gareca just got there. He's got 2 games. He's going to have 3 games for the Copa. Similar to Fossati, but I think the difference is Chile is just better than Peru. So,
Yeah.
you know, and Gareca's got international CONMEBOL pedigree. That's an extra health potion that Fossati doesn't have.
That's an extra health potion, yeah. I mean, he's a legend. Him and Scaloni are the resident legends. Him, Scaloni, and Bielsa are the legends. They're untouchables right now. Sitting on the coldest thrones. I think Scaloni could get grouped and they would sign him to another 5-year contract.
Correct. I think he's got the safest job.
Chiqui Tapia would go to his house and he'd be like, listen, the entire country thinks it's a fluke. I have to talk you down from quitting right now. It's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Scaloni is invincible.
Bro, I'm going to say this. 3 safest jobs. Scaloni. Bro, I'm going to throw Gustavo Alfaro out there. I think Costa Rica chill with him for a minute. And I'm going to say Greg Berhalter.
Really?
there's no way he gets sacked unless they take 0, which is not going to happen.
He was the guy that that's my alternate history that I really want. I want
No chance.
I want that.
No chance.
I want
No
him to
chance.
get
The only
numbers.
I think it gets moderately warm if Panama knock the U.S. out. I still don't think he gets fired. Because you know what? The player's going to come out and they're going to back him.
Yeah,
And
they're
the
going to
Federation doesn't have any balls. They're going to keep him.
And the president loves him.
Yes.
They love him. He's a friend. He's a
Yes.
household name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be top 3. It should be like Nestor Lorenzo with Colombia. And I think his job is very safe as well.
Yeah.
Holmgren's him, Jamaica. I mentioned him earlier. I think his job is very safe. The Jamaicans love him. The FA feels like they finally found the one. Leon Bailey don't like him. I don't know if some of the other players don't like him, but he's bringing a
That's all right. They play better without
modicum
him.
of stability. Yeah, stay your ass at home. Let DeMar Gray do the finishing. All right? Anyways. Damn, we just went out Bailey there for no reason. I like Leon Bailey.
Yeah, I like Leon Bailey too.
Like, sit your ass down and watch the Copa on your TV. For no reason.
He's
I don't know what
catching
came over with
strays
him.
out here, bro.
Yeah, I knew. My bad, Leon. I didn't mean to get heated like that. And then Canada, I don't even know if Bielo's going to be the coach, but I think his seat is scorching hot as well if he is the manager. But as of now, I believe he's out of contract.
Look, the Canadian seat, they have no expectations. It's hot going into the Copa and not because of the Copa, if that makes any sense. If they make a transfer, it'll be regardless. Like it's something to prove there. Like,
Yeah.
you should have been that seat was hot before. The only reason you're not out already is because the FA is dragging its ass, which there's no new news there, you know.
The reason Bielo's not out of the job?
Yeah.
I agree. The Canadian soccer is a joke. But I do think if they extend him, and again, they get blown out 3 times, I think they pull the trigger again. I do. I think they'd get rid of him. I think they'd say this team is too talented. We can't be taking 0 at the Copa with Peru and Chile in the group.
Yeah. But I think they're probably exploring those options regardless. I would be.
I think Canada just want a vote of confidence that their manager is going to have them ready for 2026. I don't think they're expecting a quarters or semis, but again, if they get decimated, they're going to be like, ain't nothing to build here. We're building on
Yeah,
sand.
we gotta.
Filthy at 5.
Why are these there? Why are these here?
Do you want some?
Yeah.
Go on. Man asked the wrong question first.
No, but these are the most childish sweets of all sweets.
What are they? Bassets?
Baller bites.
Baller bites.
What?
What are they? Levar balls.
That's a rare snack.
I've never seen them in my life.
Do you know what it actually is? It's